Are we live, guys? Can you message me? Tell me if we are live. Because I have no idea. Yes, we are live. Sweet. Okay. Cool. I don't know what's going on, guys. My computer is not liking dual streaming. What's happened with the other one? The other countdown has stopped. Okay. Guys, honestly, this is killing my computer. So I'm going to get rid of that. See if they can still go. Oh my gosh. Right. Okay. It looks like it's working. That's good. Right, guys. Well, we're here for Starliner's launch. Finally. After however many attempts. So we have our poll. I'm just trying to keep an eye on this. So we have I've made some guy really mad. Wow. That is so funny. He's so mad. Oh, here we go. Domino's pizza. Actually, it's getting cold now. Oh, hang on. I ain't got that sound on. Oh, I can't.
Able to ride our bikes everywhere we went.
There we go, guys. Sorry, guys.
We were all
I can't use my normal controller because it's controlling the other stream for some reason.
Neuroscience research. We were the strange family who had pictures and diagrams and brains on our dining room table. My older brother went to the Naval Academy. I started researching a little bit and I thought, well, what the heck, I'll try this out. And when I went, I found that I really loved it. Teamwork, followership, leadership, those opportunities that we had right from the very beginning, and to accomplish something a little bit bigger than yourself. And I think that paved the way for the rest of my career.
There we go.
Got a basic engineering degree from the Naval Academy. I really didn't know what it was all about when I went through that course curriculum, but when I went to test pilot school, all of that stuff sort of gelled together. I was like, oh wow, this is why we do math modeling. This is how we try to predict how change in an engine is going to affect the way the helicopter flies. Time on the International Space Station is priceless. People always ask, do you get bored, or, is it terrible being up there for a long period of time? And for me, I loved every minute. There was always something to do. You wake up, you look at your timeline like, wow, I got to do this experiment.
I would literally just be looking out the window.
Every day was different.
That's what I would do.
Life on the space station becomes routine, which is sort of crazy to think about.
Right, guys, I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to go get a drink.
I was like, I don't even remember really what it's like to walk. I've been flying around for so long, I don't even know what it's like to sit down. I got assigned to the commercial crew cadre in 2015. We went to the companies, found out the shell of their programs, and then actually started working with them to make them what they are today to accommodate astronauts. For Starliner, we've been heavily involved in the last couple of years in the software with the folks doing the development to make sure its capability will allow us to come home. And we've been involved with all the suit development, making sure every different size of person could fit in all these suits and they could operate the spacecraft adequately. We've had our fingers on every single procedure that we work inside the cockpit, as well as operated it with our mission control team to make sure that everything that future crews will do will be right. We haven't had the classic training as we had for Shuttle and Soyuz. We've sort of helped develop the training as well as the hardware, and this is sort of the shape shape of things to come as we get ready to go back to the moon. All of that is going to be developmental, and we're going to have the same mindset. It's not already established. We all have to be part of this big team to help develop it and make sure that integration, as the astronauts use all this equipment, is going to be top-notch and ready to take us even further.
I love these profile videos because, again, it just really shows all of the experience, Mike and Dee, that they bring to this mission.
Blue team lead, LC on 1.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, can you talk to me on channel 20?
Yes, sir.
I had a chance to live with Sunny underwater, and we did a lot of work together. We were what we call 20,000 millimeters under the sea for the NASA Extreme Mission Operations Mission, or NEMO 2. Were the first operational mission for NEMO, and Sunny did a great job. She was our science officer on the mission, and that was before she flew in space. And then I worked with her while she was in space. I was on the ground, and I was one of her capcoms during a spacewalk. And she and Aki Hoshida-san, they did a critical repair to the space station, and it's just been fun working with Sunny the whole time. Right before this this mission, I mean, right before yesterday, I think we call it, Sunny said she really wanted me to mention how much she really is in love with our planet and our oceans especially. And of course she has a good working relationship with the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution in Massachusetts, her home state, as well as time on the water in the Navy. And she just said that really made a big difference in her life, and she encourages other people to really think about our oceans and our planet.
Yeah, we see all these nods to obviously her love of the oceans and raising awareness about them. So it's really great to see, again, all of these other things that we can talk about because of this crew flight test and the fact that Sunny and Butcher are on it. So I'll look at the clock again. 2 hours, 16 minutes, 22 seconds and counting until liftoff of NASA's Boeing crew flight test. We've been looking at gorgeous aerials from our helicopter team here at Kennedy Space Center. We hope you're enjoying those.
When we fly airplanes in preparation for space flight, we call it space flight readiness training. We often say you can tell when the airplane's talking to you. In other words, it's kind of giving you feedback. You feel an extra rumble, or you feel that the gear going down a little bit slow or something, and that gives you a little bit of feedback to know that something's not going wrong or everything's going right. And today, Starliner and Atlas and Centaur are not talking back to us, and that's a very good sign.
And that's also a great sign. Again, we are ahead of schedule. Both Butch and Sunny in Starliner. Well ahead of schedule in terms of making sure they're strapped in and can speak and hear everybody that they need to be speaking and hearing to, and that their suits can hold the right pressure in case of an emergency.
We were talking a little bit earlier that we use paper checklists on this spacecraft. There's
a keyed headset on channel 1.
That way we don't have to count on the electronic tablet not working or something like that. We have, we can certainly count on paper. So we have an ascent and entry checklist, and then these small little cards that we put around the cabin in case we need them, including the avionics cue card that we talked about earlier that tells us how all the boxes are connected to each other. Now, we generally have them memorized because that's what we do, but it's nice that if something were a small malfunction on the way up, you can cross a little box off, and that way you know that that's not available, and you can look at the other lines of communication to different boxes to make sure that you can still do what you need to.
Sure.
And like Sunny said, our fingerprints are all over that, so we've actually made that. The team has made those updates to the avionics cue card, so we had to put in a new one today.
Oh, okay, great. Good to know.
I am back.
Now, this flight test is going to
I had to
validate
go get
all
my iPad
aspects
as well.
of Boeing's Starliner spacecraft, proving it is safe and ready to fly as part of
I'm unable
NASA's
to
commercial
join
crew
Wi-Fi.
program.
Why?
So I want to introduce you now to Jessica Parsons, who
You
is the
blocked me again.
program's mission manager
Or
for
is
this
it just-
launch.
I'm a mission manager in the commercial
what
crew
is going
program,
on?
which
Oh,
means I'm
Falcon 9.
responsible for all the mission preparations to the different crew missions that go into ISS. NASA works jointly with the commercial providers to making sure we have a safe and reliable vehicle that's going to be able to launch to the International Space Station. We work hand in hand with them through the certification process of the vehicle to make sure that we address any issues. Launching humans to space is challenging.
Very
I don't
challenging.
think it will ever be a routine. I feel like every mission, we're going to learn something from them that is going to apply for the next mission. When I think about the dates that stand out to me from the commercial crew program, it's really those final days leading up to launch. That final countdown and preparation to launch, to me, is the most exciting moment in the program.
And CFT will be both Butch and Sunny's third trip to the International Space Station. Butch first went to the ISS in 2009 as a space shuttle pilot during STS-129 before the lab's assembly was complete. He then returned as a crew member of Expedition 41, 42 in 2014-15 and served as commander of a fully assembled ISS. And then Sunny went to the ISS in 2007 as part of the 14-15 expedition and became the first person to run a marathon in space. You saw that there. That was the Boston Marathon. She went back in 2012 as part of the Expedition 32-33 and completed her third and fourth spacewalks. Both are going to return to an ISS that now uses iPads instead of paper.
Yeah, they
sports
literally
several
have
new modules on
iPads.
both the American and Russian segments.
Mental.
And is capable of hosting a permanent crew of 7 people.
Oh, look at that.
And then
It's
after
not flat.
Starliner returns to Earth, future crews will see even more modules, including commercial segments and more advanced solar arrays.
Yeah, I think we're talking to Butch and Sunny. They said, yeah, they're going to be surprised how crowded or how full the space station is, and all of our friends are on board, including Tracy Dyson, who is a really good friend with Sunny. They were extra close during their ASCAN time, so it's going to be nice to see them working together.
Both together, yeah.
Yes. Along with the rest of the crew and you know, Matt Dominic and Mike Barrett and Jeanette Epps. It's going to be a
This
nice
guy is
crew,
so
and I know they're
mad.
gonna enjoy their
I've
time
literally
there.
made him so
And it's
mad.
nice always to have a couple more veterans on the
Fucking
ISS. You know, a
Nora.
lot of the crew of Crew 8 that just went up there, a lot of newbies. So it's nice to always have that experience on hand.
Yeah, even though they're not designated as ISS full-up ISS crew members, I remember being up there on the space shuttle as a space shuttle crew member, but they counted
I
on
missed
us
the
to do
space
some,
shuttle.
ISS work, and they even
The
let us
Americans
stay
should have
up for an
just
extra day
sucked
to
it up
fix
and
the,
paid an extra 50 cents on
carbon
their
dioxide
taxes.
removal assembly. So Butch and Sunny will be there, and they're ready, and they've had station training. They even have some parts of their spacewalking suits available.
Yeah, as a reminder, Butch and Sunny are not going to be part of the expedition that's already on the
Why is
International Space
OnlyFans
Station.
trending
They're there for about 8 days.
in the UK?
And really their mission is to test out Starliner and how it integrates with the ISS. So if needed, they may be called upon to do stuff with the expedition crew that's up on the space station now, but they have their own very specific mission while they're up.
Manufacturing here at the KSC has been really extra careful to keep Starliner extra clean in its development, and and putting it all together. We count all the tools that go in, we count all the tools that come out, and there's vacuum cleaners everywhere to get any little metal shavings or any little pieces of extra tape. And I've been very impressed how clean Starliner has been for. I mean, this is the second flight of Calypso, for example, and our capsule that's being manufactured and getting ready to go fly next year. They're a really clean spacecraft.
A testament to the teams, for sure. All right, 2 hours, 4 minutes.
Without actually having
Right,
to
so my
inside the
back.
spacecraft and taking it apart.
Yeah, just a really
Right.
accomplished crew. You know, take a look at their skill sets. Like, they're amazing to work with. I'm sure,
I
'cause
think I'm
you've
back.
integrated and worked with a lot of these guys, right?
It was really
Okay, it's
fun
got an
is,
excellent
is
connection.
that it is fun. I mean, that
We are back.
everybody has a great attitude. everybody looks out for each other and does what it takes to make it happen, and enjoy the process.
We
along
got
the
a
way.
vote.
And it's
We got
really,
one vote.
fun to be in the space program, because we get, as astronauts, we get to be part of so many really excellent teams, and our pad team for sure is an excellent team.
Right.
And so we heard on
We are back, guys. What I've had to do
communication
is...
nets
Oh.
that teams are doing a weather brief right now. That weather brief has to be done prior to them deciding.
Oh, that's
to close
good.
the
It
hatch, I
actually
think.
cuts away.
Yes, we need to make
That's
sure
good.
as part of our checks that everything is still good to go. Typically at this point,
I've
the
had
weather briefs are pretty
massive
short, just
problems
saying
with the
nothing
computer
changed,
today.
or a small thing changed here, or something really big changed. Let's talk about it more.
Yeah, the weather's beautiful from here. Our perspective here at the host desk. No wind to speak of, which is a little stifling. if I could
Where
be,
the hell
if I could
was
be
that
honest.
from?
It's a little hot, but again, those are not launch constraints at all. Just maybe Megan D and Mike constraints as the day goes on, but we'll be waiting on the official word from that weather brief here shortly. Again, the team in the White Room, when they do get the go-ahead to close the hatch, kind of what are some of the things we'll be seeing, Mike? So obviously we said they cleared out Starliner, but here we're going to see them like removing some equipment and inspecting the seal, right?
Exactly. So you can see that there's this golden frame around the hatch, and that's to protect the hatch seals, right? Because we wanted the hatch to be able to stay closed and airtight. So they're going to take that hatch protection unit out of the way, and that takes a few moments, and then they're going to actually get I think ultraviolet lights, and take very good look at the seals to make sure that they look good, and then they're going to close the hatch and then do a leak check. They'll put extra pressure inside the Starliner and see if any of it leaks out. It shouldn't, and then they'll depressurize the Starliner to have a regular normal atmospheric pressure of 14.7 pounds per square inch.
Yeah, and there they are removing the piece you were just talking about. Some of the ways that they'll inspect the seal, as you were talking about, yeah, they're going to use white light. They're going to clean with foam wipes to remove any debris, and then they use black light. Again, foam wipes to remove any debris. As I'm sure is not a surprise to anyone, again, another very detailed process to make sure that everything is done as is supposed to be done.
Well, speaking of a child of the 70s, a lot of us watched Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and Mr. Rogers would tell us to take our time to do it right. And that's what we're doing here.
Sorry, I'm trying to get a few things done. I'm trying to figure out why my computer is messing about.
Thing about me. In fact, I think the only reason he kept me around is that I made
but I'm guessing I'm back. Everything is working, I guess. I've had massive problems with the computer today, so I just gotta...
Can you describe the suits in depth to me as a blind person?
Oh,
also,
wow.
What does it look like inside the Starliner?
Well, Nick...
Oh, man.
Adjust the outside temperature to 145 degrees Fahrenheit.
Woo!
Roger.
That's nice.
Well, Nikki, that's a great question. How do you describe a spacesuit? Well, it's made out of cloth.
I've got pizza, by the way, guys.
Puncture-resistant
Hence
material.
why I was late to the stream.
A lot of it's Nomex.
How are the
And
girls?
on
The girls
inside
are
of
good.
this,
They are currently in the
it's
front
really,
room
it's
watching
all like almost
Cars,
one piece.
the movie.
There's
So,
and there's a reason for that. Because it has to hold
yeah,
pressure,
they're
right?
having
So
fun.
it's kind of
They've
like
got
a
pizza
hoodie
as
on
well,
top
so
that the
they're
visor
happy.
can go over your head like a hood, and then you can zip it. And it's a one-piece overall that has long sleeves and long legs. And of course, it doesn't matter what color it is. Boeing chose the Boeing blue color for it. It has a few pockets.
Some
on it,
dumbass said
and,
that Boeing
and
is
at the
owned by
bottom,
ULA.
It actually, where the legs come out, is actually
It's not. Right.
a rubber bladder that goes
Let me
throughout the
move
entire
this.
part of the spacesuit, and so our feet go inside there, and then our feet also, they put boots
Oh,
on
it
top
was a
of our feet, but
milkshake.
we don't need the
I was
boots
seeing
to be
Nigel
pressurized.
Farage
So all we need to
yesterday
do,
got a
once we are inside
drink
of our
thrown
suit,
over
is
him.
put on our gloves,
And everyone's going, it was a
left
beer.
glove and a right glove, obviously,
It's definitely a
and,
milkshake.
there's a small wrist ring that you have to kind of put the glove on and turn
yeah.
to the left
Oh,
or turn
wow.
to the right to make sure it's locked. And then we put our
Do, do,
we
do,
put our
do,
hood
do.
on, right? Our visor or helmet, and then we have to.
Oh,
put
mate,
it
he's
back
gone
and
quiet.
zip it across, and then all of a
It's
sudden,
a public trade. It's a public trade.
spacesuit,
Yeah,
we can do
I was gonna say it is a public. That's what I've just found out.
It's comfortable. It's very lightweight. I think
I'm gonna
it's good
screenshot
that
what he
the
put
team have
actually, because it's gonna be quite
specs.
funny. This guy is so triggered
Step 200 L2 balloon cycle task.
just because I called him out for
I
bullshitting.
think we have the specs on the suit.
And
but it's a
apparently
very
his
lightweight
daddy
suit, especially
works
compared to
for
the suits
Nose
that
Tory
we've worn before.
Billet, or whatever the hell the
When I
guy's
flew from
name
the shuttle,
is.
program to go fly on the Soyuz,
Might
I was
have
very
been
impressed with the
Lady
Soyuz suit.
Juice.
And these these suits built by David Clark are even lighter than the Soyuz suit because the Soyuz uses a helmet.
And then
Okay,
Nikki
now
also
my
asked about
iPad
describing what it looks like in Starliner. Can you talk a
is
little bit
going
about that?
funny.
Oh yes, Starliner.
What the
is,
hell?
It's
Yeah,
interesting.
Martin, I've got my
it is,
my
I would say
iPad
full
back
of cargo, but
because
there's a lot of
the wife.
there's 2 seats.
Oh, wow.
If you look inside the hatch on the left-hand
See,
side, there's
Elon
2
loves
seats.
them.
Butch sits the one on the farthest away, and then Sonny sits on the next one. There's 2 other seats that we're going to use for future flights. This time we have cargo on them. Cargo come in these soft bags.
There you go. My
so,
dad
the Space
created
Shuttle program,
Space
they can
Force.
Put more stuff into flexible bags. Than,
It's like, shut the fuck up.
Metal containers. So we
It's
have these
the
flexible
user.
bags called cargo transfer bags. Or
No,
CTBs.
it is definitely
Boeing
the
cargo bags
iPad.
are all blue, and
The
NASA
iPad
cargo
just
bags are
seems
all
to
white,
not
so we can
be
easily tell the difference.
working
And on the outside of
as
the bags
such.
are labels. So we have bags.
Where is the comment he put?
Butch
The
and Sonny
Boeing
right now are
owns
sitting on their
ULA.
backs with their legs a little bit above their heads in a 90
There you go,
degree
found it,
position.
found it, found it,
This,
found it.
provides crew safety for launches and landings.
Those were both very detailed. That was a great answer to that question. And again, Nikki, thank you for asking that. We also have
Save the
Lizzie
photos.
Dorset on Instagram asking, what is the coolest part of the launch in your eyes, Mike?
Oh, so everybody asks about launch, right? Because that's how does it feel? And sometimes I think people are asking, how does it feel for launch, like all the G-forces?
It's
We only get up to
Apple.
3
It's never
G-forces, and,
Only.
never goes wrong unless you're using it.
People in high-performance jets like Butch and Sonny,
Honestly,
the rest of us,
I've
6
just
or
done.
7 or
I think
9
it's because
Gs
it.
a
I put it on the
So
beta
three
software.
manageable, especially with
So I think it's the beta software. I think that's the
so
reason why.
that's not
it's
the
going
feeling,
funny.
but the feeling of having your dreams come true, going into space
Yeah.
with the whole world cheering you on, and all the representing the hopes and dreams of all the people that worked really hard on this mission and putting the rocket together, putting together the spacecraft and the mission controllers and the management, the people that put in a lot of time to make this mission happen. It is in that you're all part of it right there. It's a very emotional event, and of course I'm a Air Force guy and I don't talk about emotions a lot, but launch is definitely an emotional event.
Launches are definitely emotional.
You're right. I think when people think feel, or ask about feel, it's answering physically how you feel, but really emotionally is quite overwhelming as well.
Staged. What the hell's
Or
this?
can be. Emmett Reese on X asks, what will
Oh,
the
they're
crew
saying
be
that
doing
they.
while they're still on the ISS?
Nigel Farage
Well, maybe you mentioned that,
has given a
we're looking at
milkshake.
somewhere around an 8 to 10 day mission.
What the
for
hell?
Butch and
My
Sonny.
milkshake
And
brings
most of the time
all
on
the
ISS,
people
they're gonna be
into the
working,
rally.
for Starliner, doing some testing of
Oh man,
Starliner
I've not
certification,
actually
right?
been
They're
on
gonna,
social
see what
media
it's like to take
for
out
like
the cargo, put in,
last night.
down mass cargo, things that need to come down. We're looking at seeing how we set
Oh,
up the
man. Oh, she was
inside of
arrested
Starliner for
throwing the
research
milkshake
purposes
over
for
him.
the International Space Station.
Jeez.
For Butch and Sonny's mission, chances are really small.
Oh,
for
right.
operation
Okay,
mission,
putting the
we do
iPad
have to
over
set
there
up things
because
like
he's
an ammonia
stopped
sensor
messaging
and
now.
a few other things that are standard for all the other
So,
spacecraft that visit the
we
space
are
station. We
at
just wanna see
T
how it works
minus,
with Starliner.
L
We
minus
also
because
are
they're
gonna
using
pretend
L
that
minus for
Starliner is a
this.
safe haven, which is a
1
24-hour
hour and
flight
49
boat that,
minutes.
they can hang out on
I
the
might
space
actually
station in case there is
eat
an
my
emergency aboard the
pizza
space
in that
station, and
time.
that helps certify saying Starliner is ready for long duration missions. And so Butch and Sonny and along with the rest of the team are going to get this flight test data.
And you
Looks
detailed
like
some of them,
Auntie
but there's a
Leanne.
total of 87
That
flight
sort of
test
person.
objectives, and many
Yeah.
more operational capability checkouts that Boeing is looking to complete. There's
Yum.
Starliner's crew flight test. Dee, I know that the team will be watching each one very carefully, collecting data, analyzing that
The thing is,
again on the road to serve.
I love the rocket.
On channel 1.
The rocket is beautiful.
Ready for hatch closure and
Oh.
pre-launch leak checks.
Here we
Roger,
go.
Proceed with hatch closure.
Fantastic
Inward.
call out there.
That's right, Megan. You mentioned what the teams are looking forward to. You know, this is the great thing about having such a veteran crew.
Crud.
They've
Hang
been
on,
in
guys.
space before. They know
We
what
have to
it
just
takes
get rid of
complete
the
missions
screen a
there.
second.
And so they'll be able to tell us,
Because
you know, what works, what doesn't.
I'm just going
if
to make
there's
sure
anything
something's
we can
working
improve,
first.
you know, how can we make the capsule or systems more efficient so that, you know, as we continue on to
Right.
Starliner 1 with Mike or
2 seconds,
future
guys.
missions, that, you know, we have the most efficient system that'll work for, you know,
Right.
everything we're trying to accomplish.
That should be
on the
better.
International
There we
Space
go.
Station.
And back on. There we go.
It's really exciting to be here for this crew.
Now, let me know, guys, who actually eats the crust on a pizza?
So for 9 years,
Because I don't.
Astronauts could only get to the space station aboard Soyuz rockets until May 2020, when Bob Behnken, Doug, and NASA astronauts, they flew to the ISS in a
What's this?
Crew Dragon.
Oi, brains. Why has Musk moved chips from NVIDIA that were meant to be for Tesla to Twitter? Why does Tesla? What does Tesla do with chips? You talking about as in like CPU and all that sort of stuff? They're probably building out a new server network.
In 2014, and since then,
He says you are vermin.
working really hard to give those capabilities.
Me and Martin do. He says that you are
Done
vermin.
just the other day, right after a launch broadcast.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're using the chips more for like they got the AI thing now. Is it Gronk or whatever they're calling it? So they're probably just building out Gronk because it's going to be, you know, a very heavy, intense. AI is very. It's actually more GPU intense, most AI things, but you know the CPUs that go into Teslas, you know they can be used for whatever you need, and that. So that's what I would say.
Without Boeing, for example, for today.
Oh. Oh.
Be advised, we've been given a go to proceed with final hatch closure.
Final hatch closure. Here we go, guys.
Oh, they are ready for sure.
That sounded a bit more confident this time.
Copy that. We're smiling out here too. See you in a couple weeks.
Ooh.
That's great. See you in a couple of weeks.
Which will be then when we open that hatch again.
And so now for the latest out of that last weather briefing we heard about and NASA's oversight of launch operations, let's bring back
What
NASA's
the hell
Daryl
is
Neal,
that?
Here at Kennedy.
I
Daryl.
keep, he says that you're. Oh, that's the same thing. I keep thinking there's a new thing.
Just reiterating that we are in a great position.
Oh, I get it, vermin for not eating the crust.
Nice 80s. We have some light winds, about 10 knots flowing in. We do have some coastal showers, but they're pretty far offshore. We have a satellite, we have radar rather that can show us that, and you can see there. On the
Look at
right-hand
that,
side,
using digital Doppler. So our hotel
south of the
is
Coast, but,
where is it? So Kennedy is there. That's Tampa. So Orlando is here.
Offshore. In addition,
and our hotel is just like there.
But she says
it's literally a dead straight line to pad 39A.
Weather officer, 90% go for
90% go. Let's go.
At 10:52 and 15 seconds a.m. Eastern.
I've noticed that.
There you see the light winds. And
there we go.
The expected
Let's redo it. It may be 4K, like this bit here is 4K, this bit here is 4K, but the rest of, look at that image, that is horrific.
So that's why they have that.
Absolutely horrific.
There's a beautiful shot right there. You can see some of the puffy clouds in this shot, but you know, that looks a little more compressed because that's a distant view, which makes those clouds look like they're more clustered. This is kind of gives you a better shot here. Looks like we're launching into a clear blue sky, and we sure hope that that holds for the rest of the way. And certainly,
yeah, let's hope it holds.
As such. Want to take a moment now to bring in, introduce one of the members of NASA's commercial.
It's so weird to see the rocket fueled before the
right over there,
before the actual launch, before the crew get in. So with this rocket, it's a lot longer to fuel it. So what they've done is they fuel it first, get it to the T-minus 4 minute hold, then they bring in the group, the people, and then they run through a whole, like the capsule setting, where with the Dragon capsule and SpaceX's way is you get the people down there, you get them in, you do all the checks, then you fuel the rocket, because it's technically safer that way. But with ULA and Boeing, they found it necessary to do it this way. So I think it takes like 4 hours for this rocket to actually start like fueling. So it's just so weird. Man, we're getting there.
The team that brings crew to the ISS, that is amazing. And this mission in itself is incredible. You know, the very first crewed flight of Boeing Starliner, the first crewed flight of ULA's Atlas V.
I don't think I watched the first actual flight of this.
Space Force Station in what, about 60 years?
61 years.
So I mean, just so many firsts, so many incredible moments, incredible milestones, and the team looks out for each other, and we're reminded of how important this mission is every day.
Great words there.
Yeah.
And,
see, people seem to think I hate ULA. I don't hate ULA. They think that I don't want another capsule because SpaceX is the chosen one. No, it's not that. I don't like Boeing because their clear capability of building things properly is, you know, this is what, 7-8 years delayed. It was meant to take off, actually the first takeoff was meant to be, was it like 2019 or something like that, and it didn't go till 2023. I think it went last year it went, and you know, they were transporting it around and they found another fault. You know, how many times is this scrubbed? You know, unfortunately, obviously, the last scrub wasn't actually due to the capsule, but there are issues being found with the capsule, and it's like, you know, do they not build it properly? It's really like stupid. I want more capsules, more rockets, more people up in space. You know, that's the good bit about it. But I find, from a safety point stand, safety. How do you say that? Safety. Standing point. I don't know. Whatever it is. You know, from a safety point of view, I would not be trusting this with people. Like, I know they've got the helium leak. Hey, there we go. Hatch closure complete. But yeah, it's just, I wouldn't be trusting humans in this. You know, they had the parachute issue on the way down. You know, they've supposedly fixed it and that, you know. But you think, with let's look at Starship. It done pretty well through the last one. But they're not just going to stick people on it next. You know, I think there should have been another test flight to make sure that they, you know, fixed multiple things. That's a big spanner.
In engineering, it's a tough field, no question about it. But you had some advice that you want to give folks.
I was given advice from a very young age. Never say no.
Just coming home from school. Hello, Daily CFC. It's going up for an hour. Just got up for an hour. Oh, dang. God. Oh, I hated revision time.
advice that I always give when I'm doing outreach or anything like that, when I'm just talking to somebody, is never say no when an opportunity is presented to you.
You got an opportunity in college to put together a project that ended up going.
I bet she did.
Houston. It was tested in the neutral buoyancy lab where they do practice for the EVAs and spacewalks. That's pretty cool.
Yep. I was asked to, hey, help write this proposal.
Oh man, I miss what was that called? It was like Mufti Day or something like that. We used to call it.
We're ready for pre-launch cabin leak checks. You can prepare for
Oh yeah, because you could go in your own clothes. Oh, what's this?
So that was incredible.
Oh, Elon's just tweeted the was it a Raptor or something?
Never would have thought we were.
Yeah, the F-22 Raptor chasing one of the Starlink launches. I think it was the Starlink launch. Right, I'm just going to try and move my microphone because it's... This is really starting to bug me now. I need
Thank you, Brittany. Thank you,
a
Daryl.
new
Yeah,
arm
like I
for
said,
my
so
microphone.
just under
This is
30
really
minutes
annoying.
ahead of schedule. Hatch closure again, you know, in our very
I may have
detailed
broken it
countdown,
slightly.
was slated for an hour and 10 minutes before launch. But again,
As long as we...
do things as quickly as
When is the launch? The launch is in an hour and 37 minutes. So, I think it was 3:52 our time.
Starliner, we copy. Vent valve cap removed. And
Oh.
Starliner, ground team's going to perform cabin pressurization. The caution will enunciate for cabin P high and cabin PPO2 high as a function of that.
Why don't you... because I cannot, for the life of me, I cannot dual stream at the moment. I've had to stop my other one because my computer is just throwing a hissy fit. So yeah, the computer, I've had to stop my other stream because it just, I need to get another computer, one just to run streams, because yeah, this let's just say my GPU was at like 80 degrees, so it was a bit bad.
Yes, so we practiced this a few years ago for the first time.
Yeah, you can share on yours, that's fine.
Actually made some loud noises inside the cabin as the pressure was increasing and then decreasing.
Well, that's the thing. This is a gaming PC. This has got a great graphics card. I just need one for streaming. It's just this one's been a pain in the arse at the moment. Even my Mac seems to be doing better than this. If you want, let's just show this. It's up to you. You do what you want. Either way. Right, why did I... This is actually meant to be... Oh, crap.
Depressurize.
I've made a mistake. That needs to go on something.
Take about 3 to 4 minutes. Again, you heard Capcom telling them to just be aware of maybe some audible noises, and then basically
Ow.
the team wants
I've just been bitten on my leg.
at the correct
Ow.
for
Little fly just...
so that's
Oh, man.
these next few minutes.
Ow. That hurts.
Ahead of time, and that's good in case the hatch check doesn't work.
Ow.
And we have time to redo it again. There's still a little margin in this game.
You know, not only
God,
is
I hate
Starliner
bugs.
flying Butch and Sunny
I
today,
got
it is
a
also
fly
putting
screen.
nearly 800 pounds of cargo
Fleas. It is not fleas. I've just been bitten by a bug.
along with our most
Ah.
of course, Butch and Sunny.
Actually, like, it's already come up as a lump.
Pounds of cargo
Ah.
today, and we are taking something
See,
that
this
we
is why I
found
wear
a few
jeans.
days ago, actually.
I don't wear
Some of
shorts
the sounds
often.
of what's going up is Boeing cargo, like CFT patches,
Okay, cool.
mission coins,
Dirty
first
Viking.
pens, American flags, and
I am
on
not.
the side, which we mentioned earlier,
What
it
is
has
that?
3,500 pieces of artwork from children across the world.
We will get copyright strike.
And then that late ad
No copyright strike. You can use any of these.
a new pump for the space station's urine processing assembly
Yeah, no, you can do anything. SpaceX openly allow you to use everything. Most places will let you use their content. The only thing I've learned not to stream is Apple. As much as I love Apple, they are wankers. That was my first ever copyright strike. Was the Apple event. Oh, stream froze. What's Martin saying? Yeah, you won't get copyright strike for any rocket thing. Can we use Jesse? You love Jesse, don't you? No, you can't use Jesse. Oh, hello. What's going on? OBS is now screaming at me.
No, that's right,
Why are you screaming?
Crew ingress process, we're starting to hear a little bit more traffic.
He sure does.
The launch vehicle team, a few moments ago, we heard about the Centaur
why is OBS going crazy? What's it doing? It's throwing warning flags at me. I will stream. Don't stream Apple. That is a quick way to get a channel deleted.
Vehicle itself remains in
okay, so, yeah. Do you know what? Do it. I always said I would message Apple because I got an invitation to go watch at the Apple Store local to me, and I asked them, could I stream like on YouTube and that, and they were like, no, we do not allow anyone to stream at the same time. You can record it and then make like a YouTube video out of it, but yeah, no, they were like, no, that's not happening. I was like, dang, it'd have been quite good. You get like a insider letting you do it, because what they do, they allow your IP to do it. That's what they work out.
All right, Dylan, we are about 1 hour and 31 minutes away from launch. We'll send it back over to Megan at the host desk.
Talk a little bit more about that.
Oh, guys, actually, did you notice above me, the icons for the socials, they flash? I didn't know this. I was looking at it, the other night, and I'm like, I looked up on the stream screen, and I'm like, is it my eyes, or are they flashing? When I was setting it up in the editor, I was just like, what? Because it's actually a video. That background is a video. It's actually funny because I can ask my channel. Because I can just turn it off like that and just go straight like that. Also, let's see if my green screen is still actually active. Yes, it is. It is active.
When it's not working in a space station program manager,
I'm trying to think, how could I use it though? Because I've got this big lump here. Just like Dad, how you've got Martin as a big lump. I got this lovely Cybertruck here, which now has, lift it up, Jesus heavy, it now has a GoPro on the front, so when we go around the fields, we can do it. I'll go live in 20 minutes, cool, sweet. Yeah, it's now got this GoPro, so at least your lump moves from time to time.
It's great technology for Earth, Moon, and Mars.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Oh, God.
It's so heavy. Like, and look, I just love the doors open and everything. It's so cool. Honestly, she's going to be running people over. I'm going to teach her to run people over. Just aim for the legs.
Sunny is flying T-shirts from the U.S. Naval Academy and the Sunita L. Williams Elementary.
It's a lot cooler in here today. It's 20 degrees. I've had the door open for about an hour. You need a rocket model of the Falcon 9. Look on Etsy. My wife found my one.
Until the astronauts have a chance to reveal them publicly during the flight test.
Right, here we go. My one we got from Etsy. It was only like £46. So it's pretty good, and you get all the stages come apart. The legs are there. Oh.
Proceeding with cabin pressurization now.
Oh.
And a thumbs up from the crew.
My Alexa and my Bob just went off and did some crazy things.
It's really cool. I know that.
Yeah, they're really good. Do you want a lighting kit for that? No, I don't. I don't want a lighting kit for that.
Astronaut.
You're so mean to me.
There's hope for us all, and it's so those
are. I didn't look okay. It's not my fault. But what I am gonna do, I'm in the process of making a launch tower for this. Nor did I. I think I have actually slightly broke one of the engines though. There you go, there's one engine that's slightly broken. I need a thing. Do you think I should get... Yeah, get one. I mean, they're super cool. Eventually, I'm buying an even wider lens. Well, actually, I say that. It's not actually what I'm going to do. Gonna buy an X-Wing fighter for father. Yes, yes. Price, this one was £49 plus. I think there was like £10 delivery. So, what I'm going to do behind me, because I'm actually might be moving this setup around to this side wall over here. So you'll be facing that way. Ah, shit. Actually, that's not going to work. This is the only way to do it. Dang. That's going to be a pain. Basically, I wanted to change my layout so I could get loads of these behind. But I think... price scene 9,460 with a door. Yeah, that was pretty good. Oh, I've put this the wrong way around. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I want like the Starlink edition of this. The seller literally did like all different types of Falcon 9s. So they did a Falcon Heavy, there was a there was another one, can't remember what it was.
We're not stopping an astronaut, we're stopping our friends. And you know, the crew is our precious cargo.
Where? What seller? It was on Etsy, I can't remember the seller. My wife sorted it out. But yeah, it was really good. They were literally... And it's like, you can look down inside this actually, and it's hollow inside. This is the sort of all the parts. See, I don't really like Etsy because it's just basically what eBay used to be, and some of the things we've got on there have been a bit dodgy. The toilet roll tube, yes, that is literally what it looks like. It's so funny, but it's hollow inside there. And I thought about drilling holes through the engines and connecting that up together, because I think it'd be funny to actually like fill it up with liquid and then have it like venting out the bottom. I think it'd be kind of funny. I have Etsy watch strap for my smartwatch. Fair enough. Because actually, do you know what? With the wider angle screen, I could just fill this table up with rockets. Because the problem is right now, like, you guys can't see the top of that. So I need to get a wider angle lens. Because this is a 18 to 50. What was I looking at the other day? Let's put this down. Stop
And until
playing
that
about.
door opens and that crew gets out safely, that's when we'll sell it. That's the
Oh,
true
I've also
individual,
got
right? talked a
a
lot
Hot Wheels
before, and
Model
that's what I'm
Y,
looking forward to. I mean,
which is
certainly
what they
getting,
the crew
successful
gets
launch,
transported in.
successful dock, but we got to get home.
It's just going to be an immense
floating
sense
shelves.
of pride that we accomplished.
It's already
something
starting to
that
lean
was
down.
So difficult.
Send you more.
To the harsh environment of space and back safely.
As soon as they get out of that vehicle, I think everyone's going to take that breath and go like, oh, they're here, they're safe.
To everyone that I've met on this program, it's not just
my.
it's a dream that we are making come true.
Oh God, what's my little buddy put?
You really began to tear up.
Yes, you can call me Mike today, and
Oh, what did I? Oh my gosh, I'm so
Butch
sorry,
is on
Mike.
the start. No, I just wanted to say that montage was really meaningful, and it really shows how integrated the crew and is with our Boeing teammates, and how much that their spirits and their hard work are helping us soar to the stars today. And so that was a really nice montage.
And D, your team, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is great. We've been waiting for this moment, and here we are. So, you know, we're gonna let's
Oh
check
God,
back
the
in
guy's
with
mad.
Andy Dean and Boeing's
The
Jim
guy
Bailey,
is
who are
mad.
monitoring things at Mission Control in Houston. Jim?
Honestly, something is going on with either.
Flight Director Michael Anderson's team here in Houston are still working.
Oh, there's
steadily
2
through their
tiles
pre-launch
still
action,
missing.
and everything's been going pretty smoothly.
Oh.
Been clear across the board most of the day as we count down toward today's 10:52 a.m. Eastern, 14:52 UTC liftoff.
Once they have lifted off, they'll have a 25-hour ride to get to the International Space Station. And with this being the crewed flight test, they'll have a number of test or flight test objectives to work through, putting the Starliner systems through its paces to prove them out before operational flights begin. First of those will come after Butch, Wilmore, and Sonny Williams reach orbit today, when they'll be doing some manual piloting checkouts.
Funny how AI just made a reply to our
some
feed.
attitude maneuvers, changing Starliner's orientation using
Where?
visual cues to start with, and then using Starliner's attitude direction indicator, which will be used for all the other planned attitude maneuvers. They'll also
Huh?
the spacecraft
I'm
show
confused.
design
This
to
guy that I've
demonstrate
triggered
solar
on
arrays to recharge
thingy.
batteries.
And once they arrive near station, they'll take over with manual
Oh,
control.
that's quite nice actually. I like that starship.
Station keep for 5 minutes.
That's really cool.
At the opening of the approach
Oh,
corridor.
I got messages
Corridor
elsewhere.
is out to a little
Why is
under
everyone messaging me?
50 meters away from the forward docking port on the ISS Harmony, or as you may hear as we listen into the flight loops later, node 2 forward. Now this maneuver should be pretty familiar to both Butch and Sonny. That's very
What's
similar
that?
to flight
One with a
operations,
lighting
so
kit. Oh,
maybe
nice.
Things like lining up an
That looks
aircraft,
pretty cool,
a
actually.
fueling tanker, we're doing a
Oh
landing
my
for
God.
carrier and for Sonny.
The wife's also sent me a bunch of stuff. Go away.
And this demonstration
Jeez.
checkout of manual 6
So I just noticed we have three
both joysticks and Starliner.
3 votes.
Pretty similar to like a
and all 3 are gonna say yes, it's gonna go boom. That's naughty.
But we've got to get into orbit before we can do any of that. We've got another 1 hour
Starliner
and
Houston,
20
the
minutes.
side hatch is being configured. Audible noise, maybe you're...
Oh, I was gonna say audible noise. Ooh. Actually, Martin and Dad, did you see that the red arrows have been around? I was tracking them on the flight radar earlier.
Has been keeping close eye on the activities in
Where are they now?
got into their
Let's
seats
go
and went through
to
their suit checks.
bookmarks.
They closed the hatch and started pressurizing Starliner.
They're in Bournemouth.
Lammers is going to be polling the team here in Houston for goes or no goes, hoping to get thumbs up across the board for today's launch.
You like that? Oh yeah, the old that looks cool. That looks very cool. How do we track red arrows? So you have to have the business version of Flight Radar to be able to get them.
Thanks, Jim, and the
but yeah, they are in Bournemouth right now. They are on the ground.
Bollinger has in fact pulled her team, and the ISS is go for launch.
Oh, there's a.
Wilmore and Sonny Williams are aboard the International Space Station as
Are they in
visiting
Bournemouth?
members. Each dock day will see a different.
Right, you go down to business. You scroll down. You go bookmark.
On Friday, the Starliner astronauts will continue.
No,
uploading
one of them
cargo to the
is.
station. And we'll transfer some
Is that what Bournemouth's Farnborough Air Show in July? Oh, I have. And you're. I mocked you because I don't know. I just mocked you. Oh, the dog is being let out. Yeah, so it's actually they're not far away. Where's the typhoon? There was a typhoon as well.
Once Starliner docks to the complex tomorrow. And if you're just joining us at the time of launch at 10:52 and 15
stop
AM
messaging me, people.
Morning, the International Space Station will be flying 260 miles over South Central Turkey.
Where's the typhoon?
Space Station Flight Control Room, now back
So there's the 3 red arrows that I've got.
Certifying a second spacecraft for regular flights to the International
And
Space Station will
that is.
orbiting laboratory.
Ooh! Guess where NASA. Oh my God, that's why. Guess where NASA's WB-57 has just landed? Houston, Texas. I wonder why that is, eh? Tomorrow's Starship launch. What is she doing? Opening and closing the back door.
Yeah, good morning, Tony.
Right, guys, I'm going to be back in a second. I'm just going to quickly go see what the wife is doing. Because the back door keeps opening, closing, opening, closing, opening, closing.
There are a lot of procedures. But for the astronauts,
I'm tracking it for free. Nice. Holy shit. Right, I'll be back in a sec, guys. I'm going to go take my chicken wings.
And so they will take those critical actions to save the vehicle. You want to make sure it's perfectly safe. And then it's a process of getting out of the vehicle and going back to crew quarters. If there's a longer delay, they might go back to Houston, but usually they'll stay in quarantine. And then it's back to hitting the simulators again.
And let's talk, you also have obviously first-hand experience on the effects of spaceflight on the human body. Can you discuss with us the human research experiments that Butch and Sunny will take part in during their mission?
Yeah, this human research program is critically important. There are so few people overall that have been to space that every single one counts. So when Butch and Sunny go up to the space station, they'll join our astronauts up there right now, Tracy, Mike, Matt, and Jeanette, and they will join in some of the same medical experiments so that we can have a larger pool of data. But in addition to that, we'll be watching very closely a couple of things. This is a new trajectory for a vehicle. It's going to be the first question I'm going to want to ask. How did it feel? What was the ride like? And then, of course, they've got plenty of experience getting out of the vehicle before launch, but it'll be a different thing after flying in space. And we're going to want to look at that closely.
Absolutely, we are. And, talking about some of the science then that's currently on the International Space Station, what are some of the new interesting experiments that you are most looking forward to learning about?
Boy, there is so much exciting that happens on the station, from studying basic research, but also doing Earth observations. But something that is really exciting to me is a new ESA experiment called immune assay. We know that the immune system of people in space is suppressed, but we don't really understand what's happening at the cellular level. And up to this point, we've only been able to study it in the lab. And so some new equipment that's going up is going to allow us to really understand at the cellular level what's happening in immunology on orbit.
That is truly fascinating. Deputy Administrator, thank you so much for joining us here today. Megan D. Mike, back over to you.
Now, today's launch will be the 100th launch of ULA's Atlas V rocket. It will also mark a sort of passing the torch within the company. Let's look at what this means to employees.
We approach every mission we launch with great care. This will be certainly the first payload in my career where the payload can talk back.
We're not used to having payloads with heartbeats. Having to interact and talk with them is pretty exciting.
It's human beings. I mean, how could you not be excited about human space flight?
Looking forward to getting to that final countdown and watching Starliner fly. I'm pretty excited to be putting Atlas back in the business of human spaceflight.
We wouldn't be getting to that countdown if we weren't sure that everything was perfect and ready for launch.
Since I was little, I have always loved to watch the astronauts, and
I just really think this is great that we're actually going to be putting them up there.
You're actually having a dialogue with the crew, giving the final commands, the readiness for launch. That's going to be a very unique moment. Obviously, putting the thoughts and consideration into the flight crew and those folks and the mission they're getting ready to start.
I've worked with my team very carefully to make sure that we've thought of everything that could possibly go wrong with that and accounted for it, and making sure that the tower is correct and ready to support the mission when it comes time to retract the arm for launch. We've done everything that we can.
Many years ago, someone handed me the keys and said, "Here, you drive." Those are the ones that put Glenn into space, and I'm looking forward to putting Sonny and Butch into space and give them a good ride.
During that time, a lot of passing of the torch happened, a lot of learning, such as what it means to be a certified responsible engineer, to own that hardware, to know everything about that hardware so that you can answer any question that may come up.
As we are passing this torch forward, I want to teach them all the valuable things that I've witnessed because I've been involved in many aspects of the launch here at ULA.
To think about the fact that all of these engineers that I work with are passing all of their knowledge on that I can one day launch astronauts to is really special.
Human spaceflight requires passing on knowledge.
Launch day is nearly here.
I'm looking forward to starting this historic countdown.
We put a lot of attention and detail and care in every part that we deliver.
I can't wait to send the crew on their journey.
It's exciting to pass the torch to the next generation.
Pushing out boundaries will help us grow. Feeling up for mission success.
I've been working on the Starliner missions ever since we were awarded the contracts.
Astronauts' lives need more than a deadline.
I can't wait to launch my friends.
For human launch, quality is everything.
Ready to launch astronauts to space.
It'll be a great day to see CFT launch.
Go Atlas, go Centaur, go Starliner.
That was awesome to see the actual physical passing of the torch, but also to see the faces, right, of all those who have helped us to get to where we are today, which is 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 20 seconds until liftoff of NASA's Boeing crew flight test. So we've been asking you guys to send us some social questions using the hashtag AskNASA. So why don't we take some of those now again? We have Jel San on Instagram asking, I want to be an astronaut, but I'm currently a mechanical engineer. How do I proceed? That question for you, Mike.
I also wanted to be an astronaut for a long time. And when I was applying to be an astronaut, there was only one path to become an astronaut, and that was pretty much to become a NASA government astronaut. And I went through the NASA program of making sure I had some advanced technical degrees and some operational experience. I had my pilot's license, and I was ready to apply. But now, we've opened up the world of spaceflight to even more people, and there's a lot of private astronaut missions happening with other companies. So what it means to be an astronaut is very different. The best I can tell you right now in a short period of time is to do your very best, to become very good at what you do. You just saw the montage with the folks from the United Launch Alliance, and every one of those folks is just really the best. They do their best every day, and that's the best way to become an astronaut.
And I think we can squeeze in another one. This is Susie McGowan on Facebook asking if for whatever reason either Butch or Sonny couldn't fly on Starliner today, would the mission be scrubbed, or is there a backup team member just in case?
Hi, Susie. I resemble that remark.
Verify range ready for FTS open loop test. Verified.
So they're
FTS LC. This is FTS. Start final open loop FTS test. Roger.
They're doing a kind of a safe version of the flight termination system test to make sure they're ready for launch. So Susie, yes, I as a backup to Butch and Sonny, was able. We could have turned the around us if they got sick, but not on the day of launch. Certainly not today. We have an instantaneous launch window. We don't have very much margin for someone else to get into their spacesuit and go. But if unfortunately somebody were to not do well and we need to switch out crew members, we have preserved that capability so that the mission can go on. It's not about an individual, but it's about the mission that's important to NASA.
All right, remember, it's super easy to submit questions for this broadcast. Just go to NASA's YouTube, Facebook, X, or Twitch pages and add your question with hashtag AskNASA.
We want to introduce you to the man with the final go or no-go here today. He's a familiar face to those who have been following human spaceflight over the years. That's Leroy Kane, live inside of the ASOC. He's Boeing's Commercial Crew Deputy Program Manager, and he serves as Starliner's Mission Director today. Previously, Leroy served as NASA's Space Shuttle Flight Director and then as Space Shuttle Deputy Program Manager. He's been involved with more than 100 shuttle missions. Our team asked him how today's flight compares and how his experience supporting so many astronauts from the ground influences every decision he makes.
Starliner Houston, we got a good leak.
The first crewed flight of Starliner ranks pretty high, I would say, in terms of not only importance, but I think significance relative to my career anyway. I worked with a lot of astronauts, a lot of flight crews, and of course also with Butch and Sonny. They bring a lot to the table in terms of helping us as a team get to a place where we're ready to go fly. They've been very integral to the process for years, and all of that culminates with this flight. This business that we're in, human spaceflight, it is, I've said before, it's not.
Gave myself an electric shock.
It is, has the highest
Really need to
high
cover that
level
over. Fuck that up. Right, how far are we? What are we doing? How are we doing?
Really, to be in it, your heart has to be. You have to be, I say, in it to win it. So what I try to do is try to think about what are we missing? What are we not thinking about?
What's he put?
What have we maybe failed to have enough imagination or curiosity to pursue? And I try to look at things.
I apologise, dude. We are T-minus 1 hour 15. I'm going to concentrate on the mission, but we'll be back.
And that's part of the beauty of this business. It's part of why we're so drawn to it. It's part of what exploration is about.
Oh man, I got this guy so triggered. Look at that. So that was the first one. Alright.
If you're just joining us, welcome to the official broadcast of NASA's Boeing crew flight test. We have a beautiful aerial view.
Look at that, it actually looks really nice. I just don't understand. Oh, it's right behind them.
This is NASA astronaut Mike Fink, and that's Boeing.
Ah.
Good morning.
Now we are here to watch NASA.
Oh, that's clever.
And Sonny Williams make history as the first people to fly aboard Boeing's Starliner capsule, and Mike, liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket is slated for 10:52 and 15 seconds a.m. Eastern Time. Where are we in the countdown? We're looking really great in this countdown.
Yes, so far so good. The rocket is in great shape, and the capsule on top, the spacecraft, Starliner, Calypso, they closed the hatch about 10 or 15 minutes ago and are just finishing up on the leak checks, saying that the hatch is definitely holding air.
Oh, what's Elon tweeting?
Ready for the pad team to say goodbye and head off the launch tower. 1 hour and 5 minutes to go.
Now, CFT is the last test before NASA can certify Starliner for regular missions to the International Space Station.
Resolution.
Crew program. It's also only the 6th time that NASA astronauts will launch on a new spacecraft designed for crew. The last time an Atlas-class rocket launched humans to space was 61 years ago with the final flight of NASA's Mercury program.
Oh my god,
Over the last 3 hours, both Butch and Sonny, who you see
Felix Spacetime is over
the astronauts were helped into their suits.
Oh my god, he's at Starbase. Oh my god, so if people don't know Felix Spacetime, he is a 15-year-old boy from the UK. He's got quite a big channel actually now. He's going really good. I met him down in Cornwall for the spaceport Cornwall. And yeah, he's over there. Wow.
Again, dissimilar crew transportation system to the International Space Station.
Megan, it's really important because right now we only have two ways to get into humans into space. One was with the Soyuz and our Russian partners, and we all know that that's our relationship with the Russian Federation is a little bit tricky. We still maintain a connection in space. And then we have Dragon, which is a fantastic spacecraft launching on the Falcon 9. But those are only two ways. Having a third way to get to the International Space Station, or from the U.S. perspective, a redundant way to go, is that if something goes wrong with anybody, we still can get people up and down to the International Space Station. And we found that out with the Columbia disaster, how important it was to have another way to get to space. We stopped flying astronauts up and down the space station solely on the space shuttle, and we started flying on Soyuz, and that really taught us some good lessons then.
Mike, you spoke with Butch and Sunny recently. How are they feeling about the road to this moment with only an hour and 3 minutes to launch?
I think Butch and Sunny right now are probably
What's
taking
this?
small cat naps, or I guess Sunny, she doesn't like cats as much as puppy naps. I don't know, but they are very excited. They've had it's been a long road in quarantine, away from friends, and
Yeah,
been able to see
in
their
just
family
under
from distance.
24 hours, guys, we will have
They're very much mentally prepared,
Starship's
for
first,
launch today.
fourth
And
flight.
you guys, Mike is a great resource for us today. He actually trained alongside Butch and Sunny to fly on this mission and is actually the backup pilot if needed. So we're encouraging you to send him any questions you might have about what you see today. Just go to social media and use the hashtag
Oh my God,
AskNASA,
Pride
and we will
train
continue
has
to
been
take
spotted.
as many questions as we can live. Again, a check of the clock, 1 hour, 2 minutes, 26 seconds and counting until NASA's Boeing crew flight test. What's significant, again, is that we are ahead of schedule. Again, we were going through the paces as things were done so that we can build that margin.
What's this?
Starliner, we copied. Cabin vent valve closed and cap good config. Talk to you again in a few minutes.
Why hasn't Musk gone up in one of his rockets? Well, he doesn't want to. It's clear. It's basically as simple as that. He, I think he said in an interview once, this is sort of paraphrasing, that I'm just here to build and make it more available for everyone else. It's not my kind of thing. Something like that is what he actually said. So I think, what was it? He said something about that, you know,
We don't need the.
he's scared.
If it does, we have spacesuits,
Well, he might be. You never know. You know.
we expected to hatch.
I think I would be scared, you know, to go in a rocket. As much as I love them, you know, there is still that element of danger, and you know, it would be scary. I'd still bloody do it though.
We start out at.
I'm only going if I can drive. Them darn pesky automatics, eh?
Pounds per square inch as our measurement.
Oh,
That's PSI.
that's quite funny actually. They just give you a fake steering wheel, like in the intro to Simpsons, where Maggie gets her own steering wheel. Oh, that would be so funny. I gotta stop yawning, honestly. I'm so tired.
We have teams in both Florida and Houston watching every aspect of this mission. Let's head over to ULA's Dylan Rice and Boeing's Lauren Brennicke, who are monitoring the spacecraft and rocket from United Launch Alliance's Advanced
why?
Space Flight Operations Center for ASOC.
Go ahead.
Just joining us, as Megan just said, we are here at the
I
ASOC
have an
building.
automatic
ULA's
courtesy van
rocket
at the
headquarters
moment.
here on
Oh
campus.
no!
Dylan and I are in a great location to be monitoring
Oh
all of the
no,
operations
you poor thing.
around us.
I bet that thing's getting abused.
Down here in campus, and you might be able to see us there in the middle.
Right, you're talking while they're talking.
Roger.
Thank
copy
you.
Line item 390. LC
Oh yes. Of course.
RLM, LC.
It's like a kidnap van. Oh no.
Line item 390. Active.
Right, this is...
Right, another part of our job is to wear headsets and listen to
Why is it
the
really
loops that you're hearing there on
quiet?
broadcast, as well as some of the
We
other
are now
sounds, just to
in
track
1
everything
hour
on today.
from liftoff, guys.
That the helium leak
Um,
on Starliner remains good. we have confirmation it is still acceptable for flight, looking about like it did on Saturday. So that's great news. And Dylan, Atlas has been really all over the solar system, but preps for today's launch are just a little different.
Go ahead.
Line item 390 has been
disabled.
Roger.
I've messed someone up.
Well, that's right, Warren. So we're
it's brilliant. It's a rear view mirror. You can't see out the back because there's no window. I never understood vans that had that. It's like you get is it the Connect, Ford Connect or something like that, and it has a windscreen wiper on the back, and I'm like, there's nothing there.
Operation 55, step 270, FTS open loop test is complete.
Roger.
Oh.
So
God, that's a big bird. Look at that bird. Jeez, look at that. Is that an eagle? That's an eagle, I think.
Starliner, and then prepare the
mate, he is huge. There he goes.
But right now, today we're
flying above the GSE tanks.
Prepare for liftoff.
There he goes.
There are a few activities left.
He's going.
For us today. The blue team will be
is that your...
final preparations for launch will get underway.
No, they're down in Bournemouth. They're doing D-Day stuff.
The avionics team will be loading upper level.
No, you'd definitely be able to see more than that.
And you'll also start to hear final comm checks between the LCC, Mission Control in Houston, the BMCC at Kennedy Space Center, and the Starliner crew. Once all that is done, we'll be retracting that big crew access.
Ooh, actually.
Big visual cues on the launch pad that lets us know that we're getting closer to launch. And
what the hell's going on?
Well, final polling for launch.
Mate, some people are starting their NASA streams.
Megan,
so
now just under an hour to launch. So
all people places.
We'll see you guys back here in just a little bit. Actually,
yeah, definitely. Some people are starting their Starship. Starship is their streams are so early, 6 a.m.
Let's talk a little bit about
I can get up that early.
See around the pad, there's been some cumulus clouds that have popped up in and around the area, and that's because some sea breeze.
Yes, I am back. Yeah, I've been back for about
sea breeze,
15 minutes.
Some of the warm
what am I doing?
Launch Weather Officer Melody Lovin says, though, no problem and no issue. Oh, there's a big cumulus cloud right next to the pad.
Cumulus.
She believes that these are going to be able to pass over by the time we hit T0, so not looking at much of a problem there. And she just briefed us that we're still go. 90% go.
90% go. Is my stream working good? Let me have a look.
You see the one concern there, the cumulus cloud rule. And so they will be keeping their eyes on that. We did have some showers offshore. Those, though, dispersed, and that's not a problem. We do have some weather. We're also watching along the ascent corridor.
Here we go.
We're keeping track of that.
LC Slick on Channel 1. Go ahead, Slick. CST 100 pad operations are complete and ready to configure the white room for launch. Annulus purge was disconnected at 13:54 Zulu.
Ooh. Oh my god, the guys just started following me.
Perform toxic vapor and O2 checks when raising the environmental seal and configure white room for launch. Roger.
Getting that room right there ready to launch. You'll see that environmental seal around the Starliner. You get ready to go up.
Oh man, there's so many fake bloody...
And eventually, at L-11 minutes, retract the arm.
I cannot see the stream. Why can't I see the stream? Where is it?
All right, again, the ascent corridor weather, though, it is
I'm going to search on my phone because my phone is actually
still look good for weather.
Connected.
There's a look at the satellite loop, and you can see all across the eastern seaboard.
What am I doing? Switch accounts.
The maritime provinces of Canada. Fortunately, we got a high-pressure system off North Carolina that's keeping everything pretty stable and clear out there. Just a couple of issues along the way, but nothing that would put the Starliner at risk of splashing down all along that track. If
remember Leon Daly? Yes, it's on the space.
Out here at Slick 41 and Hangar
it's
88,
not showing. Why is it? Oh, there we go. Got it live.
This flight test, we see Commander
Yep.
Mitch Wilmore.
Yep, it's looking good.
Bottom left corner of your screen, NASA
I can
astronaut
see it.
Retired U.S. Navy captain, raised in Mount
Nice.
Tennessee, married to Deanna Wilmore, and they have
I've
two
just
daughters.
realised
As a
I
naval pilot,
may
she
have
racked up more than
stuffed someone
8,000
for
flight
work
hours,
tomorrow now,
663 carrier
as I've
layovers,
managed to
and
get the
tactical
swap the
jet
day
missions.
off,
He completed 4 operational
and
deployments
I've
supporting missions like
messed up a little bit.
Operation Desert Storm. Before his
Whoops.
selection to NASA, Wilmore was on
Sorry.
exchange with Air Force as a flight test instructor at
No,
the
it looks like
Test
it's
Pilot
dead on
School
the
at
same as
Edwards
me,
Air Force Base
so
in
it looks
California.
pretty good.
Butch is a veteran of 2 space flights.
Right,
as
so
pilot on Space
I have my
Shuttle
very
Challenger in
last can of
2009,
Monster,
and then 5 years
which
later,
as she's
he
going
served
see
as
through,
flight
which is quite
engineer
funny.
for Expedition 41. So far,
But yeah,
Wilmore has
I
spent
have
178 days in space and performed
this is my
4
last
spacewalks.
Monster
So this flight
until at
will be his third
least
mission to the
September.
And Sunny Williams,
Shall I change to the YouTube stream?
NASA
No, use that one. That's really good.
for Butch. This will also be Sunny's third
Yeah.
mission to space, making her the first woman on a test flight of an orbital spacecraft.
Wow.
Her first trip to the ISS launched in 2006. She served as flight
Yeah,
engineer
right.
for Expeditions
It depends.
14 and 15. She then returned
So-
to the Orbiting Lab in 2012 and was commander of Expedition
Mine will walk
Sunny
next
has
week.
more than 50 hours
Well,
of space
he
walking,
will.
the second most
We kick him out of
cumulative
bed.
time by a female astronaut. So far, she has spent 322 days in space.
Damn.
Before NASA, Sunny was a formal naval test pilot and instructor, logging more than 3,000
I love
flight
that
hours and more than
fidget
30
spinner.
different
I've just stuck a
aircraft.
screw
Williams grew up in Needham,
straight through it,
Massachusetts, and is married
and
to
now
Bob
it just
Williams.
spins
She enjoys getting out
forever.
with their dogs, working out, hiking, and camping, as well as working on cars and houses.
Is there?
As the crew aboard Starliner prepares to launch to the space station, let's take a look at
Just
what
gonna
in store
do
for
something
Sunny
with
and
the
Butch
screen.
while on
Can I? There we go.
The mission of the commercial
It was
crew
just
program
slightly
is to provide transportation
smaller than
for
it should have been.
astronauts to the International Space Station.
Multiple providers provide you redundancy.
Exactly,
is
redundancy.
important.
That's
We
what we
system,
need.
We have redundant systems.
But actually, more importantly, it's providing the aerospace workforce the opportunity to test out new ideas, new technologies, and
Oh.
work them into spacecraft. Butch and I are the
I got a
first two to
spot
fly
on my
Starliner, so this
just
flight
under
will
my
be a
lip.
crew flight test. So as long as
Starting
you're
to come
on
up.
board, we're gonna fly it up to the space station, dock it, and test it all out, and then come back home.
That's super
Everything's
cool.
new. The
I got
procedures
it
are new.
working
We have procedures now
on
that we didn't
YouTube now,
have a year
1080p.
ago
Oh, fair enough.
We've learned as the
Nice.
process has gone forward.
We've had 2 test flights uncrewed previously, but this will be the first time we're putting people on it.
We're test pilots, and so we're going to be testing the spacecraft in all aspects of the flight, from launch, on orbit, all the way to entry and landing.
We're testing
Oh, look at the two. That was meant to be 3 parachutes. 3 parachutes. But only 2.
To make sure that the spacecraft can act as a lifeboat, and just in case anything bad goes on the International Space Station, the crew on board can come to the Starliner and make sure that they're okay.
This has a mode where we call it the backup mode, which is your get-home mode, if you will. We can, without any communication at all, we can
Do you know what I
still
need?
expect a return to Earth
I need like a little
and hit the point
pizza oven. It's much laggier now. Yeah, see, that's the problem. I sort of, once I get it working, I don't touch it because it does tend to go funny.
and multiple redundant capabilities, because human life is special. We want to preserve it at all costs.
I think exploration is just in the human heart, which he describes himself as the first thing.
So how many watts am I drawing right now from solar? So I'm still... Oh, the 4K, shall I... A capture card will be better. Like, they are definitely better. If you've not got a high-end system, a capture card is pretty good. I'm trying to think how much... I need to work out how many watts does the Ring doorbell do, and I know these 2 lights are 102 watts each. Do you know what? I found out it cost me £316 a year to run everything in this shed. That is how much it costs to run this, because I had. Is it worth getting the face light? Yeah. I mean, I started off with literally one of them ring camera ring lights, and now I have 2 proper big photography lights. But that was more for the green screen, even lighting. So if I do this, my green screen is nicely evenly lighted, which is nice. So I might actually fold this. I might fold this up and actually put
ground system at the pad that controls the things that occur.
I am. I'm gonna put the green screen up. I haven't used green screen in forever.
The one that releases the rocket from the pad and controls what happens to the
screwdriver. You ready?
Redundant system that is also able to vote, and we lost 1 card within one of those 3 chassis that do this. Crew was never in any kind of danger or anything like that, but in our timeline, had that failed much later, we would have relied on the double redundancy in voting that remained, but that early on, our criteria says stop and understand what's happening. We did resolve it the next day over on a Sunday.
Shit,
it is a card within a chassis that has power supplies. It was one of the 2 power supplies that are also redundant, and so the flaw was really that power supply going down and not switching to the backup supply built into
I see your network.
So we removed it.
Can I see, you can't because it's inside the
chassis we're using. We know
network switch box. You can't, because I actually can't move the camera without completely taking it apart. It's really annoying. I need to do some more cleaning up in this place. Right, I'm going to take my headphones for this, because this is really heavy.
Yeah, this is a very
Here we go.
because it's flat and long for crew safety. And so it'll
spin this around.
Here, it'll go north and a little bit
Look at it,
to the
it
east,
looks so
and
cool.
all along the southern coast of the United States, you have a pretty good chance of seeing it. And what that trajectory allows us to do is to have no blackout areas where the crew would be unable to abort the flight, God forbid, in the event of an anomaly.
Right.
And
there we
it
go.
delivers them
There's that.
short of being
Oh, it's showing you where
there were any
you
issues
could
with the
be.
capsule's
Send
propulsion
it on
system,
Messenger.
They get a free
Oh yeah, I
return
will do.
safely to the surface
Right.
of the Earth. So very
You take
unique
that
for
off.
us. We've never flown
You
apart
grab
from
one
the
of
test
my
flights of this
bang,
trajectory
bang,
that is
bang,
suborbital before.
Wow, and talking about uniqueness, is there anything new or different
long
on this
screws.
Atlas V rocket for this crewed launch?
Make sure I got the right
other
one.
uncrewed Atlas
Yep.
V launches?
Yes, there are. There's a handful of things.
And
in
it
there,
just
all
folds up
safety
against
related.
the wall.
The most obvious thing is there's no
And then-
payload carrying, because if there were to be an abort where we want the capsule to fly safely
And
away,
it just screws into the wall
the
like
fairing
that.
would be in the way. So we fly without it.
Oh,
We
actually,
also
that's a
have
lot better.
An emergency detection system,
what I can do
which is like a very high-speed computer
put
that
this
is plugged into all the systems on
down
this
on the
and
floor.
monitoring its health, so that if an anomaly started happening,
I only had it
faster
up
than
there
we
so I
can
could do a bit of
possibly do it, this computer would
work
detect
to it.
and command the separation of the capsule. And of course, on Centaur,
There we go.
have two
And then we can just go-
ROVs instead of one rocket engine for more
Pull the
thrust
green screen
because of that
around.
long, flat trajectory. The last thing we do is actually kind of subtle and maybe a little bit trivial for most people, but we anodize the first stage of the booster to protect it from a thing called stress
That's one
corrosion
half.
cracking. And just to be extra careful for the crew, we actually double
Let's get the other
thickness
half of the
the
green screen.
Wow, that is thank you so much.
Looks
for joining
cramped.
us
It's
here
not
today.
actually
And then
cramped.
indeed,
It's
Matt,
just
back
I've
over
got a
to
lot
you.
of stuff on the floor at the moment.
And as we
Because
check
I've
out
been
some pad team members there, getting
trying
ready
to tidy up
crew out of this hour.
certain
Mission Control at Johnson Space Center and
areas.
are also keeping a close eye on launch.
And then once I get rid of my daughter's car thing, Tesla Cybertruck, I have a lot more room.
Johnson Space Center. We are now 44 minutes away from launch, and everything continuing to go pretty smoothly.
And then
team here is under leadership again of Flight
I've
Director
green
Mike
screen.
Lammer today. Once Starliner gets off the pad, Jim and I will be with you at
across.
Silicon Acid, giving you the play-by-play as Starliner makes its way into orbit and expanding on the calls that you heard.
And there we go. We have
Kutrick,
a green screen. Oh, you can actually still see my table.
There are
That's fine.
major milestones you want to keep
Is that like a 360 green screen? So what it is basically just 2 green screens. They're like I think 2.4 meters down by 1.5 across, and I've got them on a curtain rail along the top. That's literally it. Change to NASA's green screen. I like this. I can't actually change this photo that's behind me at the moment, because if I do, my server is going to actually moan at me. This is meant to be me in like a big massive rocket ship sort of control center. I still can't believe we've had 5 votes and everyone is saying it will go boom. That is mad.
All the way up to orbit, as you just heard in that interview we saw from Florida. That includes the East Coast, off the coast of
the green screen actually is not looking too bad.
Beyond that, it would just be able to safely abort to orbit, and of course,
we're pull the levers.
And the last major milestone before crew begins what we call orbit off.
Is there a GTA one?
Orbital insertion, or OI burn. Move Starliner
okay.
Into slightly elliptical.
So one is I'll show you the top of the green screen, so I can move the camera up and down.
And after separating from
so you can see actually that is the top line. And it just goes all the way around. And then the server is just over there. You can actually see where I broke one of the lines up there. So, and that TV you saw was not. Oh, now I've. That TV you saw is my YouTube preview. So that's one of my. So I know what's happening. Tracy Dyson, does she suck? Right, what's going on?
Will be ready to roll out the red carpet as Wilmore and Williams float through the hatch into the Harmony module. Now the dock timeline is designed to be variable. That means that the number of days Starliner could stay in the station could be adjusted depending on any further launch delays or undocking delays caused by weather conditions.
Why are you talking over each other?
One of the most important dock days for the Starliner crew will come 2 days prior to their scheduled undocking, when they load the last of the cargo items to be returned to Earth in the vehicle and conduct onboard manual piloting proficiency. That will enable them to stay sharp for their departure from the station and the deorbit and entry events that will follow. We're now
I'm just going to mute my microphone a sec, guys.
From liftoff. Today, the operational loops are so far thankfully quiet. And with that, we'll go back to our folks at the Cape.
As we prepare in less than an hour to launch 2 astronauts to space, during this test flight, let's check back in with NASA's Antonia Jaramillo, who's with NASA's Associate Administrator, about the mission.
Thank you, Dee. Joining me, Jim Free, NASA's Associate Administrator. Jim, thank you so much for joining us. Can you discuss a little bit why it's important for the space agency that we have another American
you can see all the crap underneath my my bench
from American soil?
Well, I mean, it is truly historic day that we have today. It is the
what's going on?
We've launched to space, and this time of the first female
iPad is
on one of
dying.
those
I'm watching
from
someone else's stream on my iPad.
The Air Force Station any longer, and we're also now it gives us that chance to get back to ISS with another crew. And the learning that we're doing there about the human body,
shit everywhere. I really need to tidy up this.
All we do, and then to prepare ourselves for those missions to the moon.
There we go. No, I have.
Absolutely. A lot of firsts, a lot of important things for sure happening on this mission. You talked briefly on this. Can you discuss again why it's important just in general that we have multiple spacecraft available to send humans to space?
We need that access. So right now we have one provider giving us that access to space station. This will give us a second provider, which means if we have a problem with either, we have ways to get our crews to and from station, which helps
keep the tempo that we've had for 23 years of having humans in low Earth orbit, but also that
Right, I need to
get
check
crews
the
back
voltage
if there's an issue at all,
of
and
this
keep that presence going.
battery.
Absolutely. You know, this has already been a very exciting year for the agency with many, many fascinating missions already taking place. Now with this historic launch about to take off, what else can the public look forward to?
It has been a
Black is
great year,
blue,
and certainly a
brown
lot
is
of learning
live.
already for me about the
But
incredible
what
mission that we have
is-
at NASA. And the missions that we have remaining this
Brown
year, I'll
is
just highlight
live.
a couple of them. Europa Clipper, which will be an incredible mission for us to watch in its journey and understanding even more about the solar system. NISAR, which will help continue our learning of Earth. And then we have X-59, that first A in NASA, right there,
Yeah.
which will go through its first flight this year. We're about to do an engine run-up on that aircraft. And of course, heading towards Artemis 2 next year.
13.33, perfect. That's fully charged.
Just yesterday with our deputy administrator.
Cool.
And that gets us on our path back to the moon.
Absolutely, and we cannot wait for all of those missions.
That's going to be so cool.
Thank you so much for joining us here today. Megan D. Mike, back over to
Look
you.
at that little battery holder. It's so cute.
Both. And we are now 38 minutes until liftoff of NASA's Boeing crew flight test with Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams. You can see there inside the Starliner
Guys, I'm just
spacecraft.
going to test
Patiently, maybe.
to see. Oh, what's the FAA said?
They're very patient at this point, and so far so good today. It's been a very smooth count, as Rob Navius mentioned earlier.
And so the plan is for Butch and Sunny to be docked. That
Roger.
was a call out saying that the pad team has cleared the pad. Now the plan is for Butch and Sunny to be docked to the ISS for at least 8 days, and then after they will return to Earth with a soft touchdown in the American Southwest.
Right, well, I've got to work out. Oh, so this is the re-entry footage. It's actually pretty cool.
That's video and sound from inside Starliner during its return to Earth 2 years ago as part of the Orbital Flight
2 years
Test
ago,
2
yeah.
mission. Its heat shield will reach 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit during re-entry. Parachutes then deploy, and the heat shield is discarded to expose Starliner's airbags. The original test pilot you see on the bottom center of your screen, Rosie the Rocketeer, collecting data of what astronauts might experience during landing. Starliner is the first and only American orbital crew capsule to land on land. This allows for quicker access to crew and cargo. It also makes turning the spacecraft around for future missions quicker. But Mike, Starliner can also land in water in the case of an emergency.
Absolutely. Starliner has a lot of heritage and commonality with the Orion spacecraft, which lands on water. Starliner is a little bit smaller and a little bit lighter, so it can actually land on land. It has those airbags, as we saw. I can't wait to try them out. That's the first thing I'm going to ask Butch and Sunny about. How are the airbags? Because Soyuz is a little bit hard landing, but everybody's fine. But it's really those airbags, I think, are going to make a difference. But landing on water, we have a different airbag
I love it.
configuration. And so we have a fifth airbag that opens up in the middle, and so it's definitely planned that we could land on water, but we save that only for emergencies, because refurbishing the capsule afterwards is going to be kind of tough with all the saltwater contamination. So we'd really like to land on land. We have 5 spots in the southwest of the United States that we can land on.
And I remember Sunny saying that she would much rather land on
Oh, wow,
land.
what the hell?
She said she had a lot of anxiety with landing in the water, even after you're back on Earth, because it's such a long rescue process, and you're bobbing in the ocean. You know, she said when you land on land, it's done, you're safe.
See, that's the Air Force perspective. That's how we always think of things too. The Navy guys, they should like the water, but no, this is jokes aside. That's exactly it. It's
I got so many bloody messages.
It's a lot, easier to find us, and a lot more options if and when we land on land.
All right, so we're coming up on 35 minutes until liftoff.
And here comes a comm check.
Yeah, I want to set the stage now for a series of comm checks.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Op 60, step 10, step 20. Blast danger area is clear.
Oh my
so, yeah, we
god.
expect to hear repeated communication checks with Capcom in Houston and the crew.
I gotta send that to a friend.
To also discuss any anomalies or resolutions to those anomalies, but we've been saying no issues, working no issues. the team today. So that's great news.
It's really good. We're going
these comm checks that we'll
we got
now,
no
we're
scrub.
gonna periodically hear them throughout these final 34 minutes. And again, communication is so important, and we want to make sure that those channels are working properly from the crew
Right.
to everybody
What I
else
wanted
on
to
the
do
ground
is
that's
check.
helping to monitor launch. And where we are now, again, the pad team has cleared the pad.
They've cleared the pad.
Just Butch, Sunny, a Starliner, and Atlas and Centaur all
That's
together.
Right. Yep. The first 2 astronauts to fly in Starliner.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I can also give you step 60. Flight hazard area has been cleared of all personnel accounted for.
Roger.
Right. So
Butch and Sunny.
Here we go. Ring doorbell. Let's see how much.
Sunny will be the first woman to test an orbital spacecraft. And the last time people flew to space in an Atlas
Here we go.
class
So
rocket was nearly 61 years ago. CFT is going to be that final test to certify a second commercial spacecraft to ferry astronauts to and from the space station. And this is a cool fact too. Actually, once in orbit, for the first time in NASA
1.2
history,
watts.
the agency will have 3 different crew
Wow.
spacecraft orbiting in space simultaneously.
that
So that's, of
really-
course, the International Space Station, the SpaceX Crew Dragon, and then Boeing's
So what's
Starliner
the
spacecraft.
other?
What an incredible milestone.
That is an incredible
Ring,
milestone, and NASA's going to break that again, hopefully soon, when we have another spacecraft. We're working here at the Kennedy Space Center to get Artemis and the Orion spacecraft up into space too. So these are exciting times, and we're building a future where there's even more spacecraft,
here we
a
go.
future with humans on board going to space, and that's more opportunity for future astronauts.
Yeah, Dee, what do you think about that? Again, Boeing, Boeing Starliner joining as one of the 3 crewed spacecraft that's in orbit.
Yeah, exactly. I echo exactly what Mike
that
said.
mine?
This is
No,
all
that's
about
not mine.
expanding human space flight.
Ring doorbell
so having
3.
another vehicle,
No, that's not mine.
once this is certified, is going to do exactly that. It's
4.
going to get more people into
No.
space. Of course, this time to the International Space Station.
I'm trying to
It's
find
science,
what ring doorbell is
but
mine.
of course, there's also private missions. So, at the end of the day, it's going to be, it's always great when you can get more people, into space.
Yeah, and we've been asking you to submit your
It was
Ask
really-
NASA
it's
questions
not that
from
one, is
social
it?
media, so let's answer some more of those now. We have this one from, love this name, Shaquille Oatmeal. On the fridge asking,
Shaquille
"What's
Oatmeal.
the life of an astronaut
Why is there
like
oatmeal in the
between
fridge?
watches, Mike?"
Yes, we
wonder
spend
why.
all of our life, training and wanting to become an astronaut, and then once you're an astronaut, what's it like? And
So how much?
we do a lot more training. But I'll say that the last time I flew in space, we just had our landing anniversary on June 1st,
Okay,
so
power.
STS-134,
Oh,
and that
wow.
was in 2011. That would have been a great day to launch, but we chose not
So yeah,
to.
1.2 watts
years ago. So
of
in the last
power.
13 years, what have I been up to?
So
And that's been
really
helping
not a
get
lot.
Dragon
And then
Starliner
stick up
into space, helping
cam.
my friends aboard the International Space Station as Capcom. I helped Sunny when she was doing spacewalks, and we
Plug
help
in
each
Gen
other. It's all part
3.
of the
There it
mission.
is.
And so today it's great to see Butch and Sunny. They've both been waiting a long time to go fly again. Trying to get a third mission or a fourth mission. Is
Battery
really,
life
you
charge
have to wait and
time.
be patient.
Infinite
And,
when
Butch and
using
Sunny are gonna have
standby power,
they've been
standard
working hard on
power
Starliner too.
outlets.
And that's what we do between missions. We help get ready
So
for
what
the
is the
missions and help our
power?
friends,
What is
be
it?
ready and support them while they're in space.
Yeah, and the commercial crew program is so important because in working with our commercial partners, it really allows NASA to pursue other things, like, again, returning to the moon. Our eyes are set on Mars with the Artemis
Okay, give me
program.
2 seconds, guys. I'm just going to go outside and find out
Indeed,
what
and
it
I'll just
says
say I've
on the
enjoyed
plug.
working both with SpaceX and really with Boeing. I mean, when we saw our teammates on the montage earlier, it just it made me tear up a little bit. I'm not afraid to say that because there's a lot of respect with the team.
And let's take another question now. This one is from World Citizen on YouTube asking, does the crew on the space station watch the launch?
So right now it's the middle of
L
cruise.
minus 30 minutes.
30 minutes to go.
RC, conduct weather briefing on Channel 8 Weather Conference Net.
Roger.
So
Arm controls, start arm hydraulic final preps.
Roger.
Locks 1, perform pogo suppressor charge.
Roger.
Prop 1, perform RD-180 transducer converter calibration.
Roger.
P&E 2, perform Centaur LE2 SVD cycle test.
Roger.
Dang. Right, guys, I've worked it out.
Between the launch team,
We are
basically all
drawing
the steps
just off our
that's
solar
needed to
panels.
get us to
13 point.
Yes, less than 30 minutes. Less than 30 minutes left. So aboard the International Space Station,
13.7 watts of power. Now, considering I've got 400 watts of solar power available, solar panels,
they're very invested in this.
my battery is always going to be fully charged.
Starliner to arrive, and we're good friends.
So I can actually see it says.
Very cordial, but yes, I remember watching.
We are still.
The shuttle's launch.
Lovely,
and then when
lovely,
my friends
lovely,
landed
lovely,
on either the shuttle or on the Soyuz, we would try to watch the landing coverage too. So certainly we were.
My inverter can do up to 1,000 normal, and then it can do a peak of 2,000 watts.
Roger.
Oh, here we
Flight
go.
control. Start flight control. Final prep.
Roger. LC, Peony 2.
Go ahead.
Centaur LH2 SPV cycle tests are complete.
Roger.
What is GTA 5 there? Oh my god, GTA 5 mods for the computer. Oh my jeez. No scrub, no scrub, no scrub. Exactly, yeah, we don't want no scrub. Oh, hello, it's the dude from Twitter. Hello there. Yes, we don't want to scrub. We want to see it fly. More spacecrafts, more space capsules going up means more people up there. So, and you never know, something could happen to Dragon or Soyuz, you know. There's always problems come around.
Lead Crew Flight Test Flight Director Mike Lammers is getting ready to poll the flight control team here.
Oh, here we go. We're getting ready to do the final poll.
Starliner systems are ready for launch. Everything is looking good at the moment, and Lammers will use the poll to determine his own response to the final go no-go poll by the launch conductor just before liftoff.
Why is my camera messed up?
Countdown time frame. There are a few major activities that the team will oversee. The
Why?
first is
What is
Starliner's
going on with
transition
my
from
camera?
ground power to battery power. That comes about 18 minutes before launch, and we leave it as late as possible so we can launch with those batteries as.
Go ahead.
I'm still off to the side. Why?
Roger.
Oh, I know why. It's because I've moved my monitors to the side a little bit. I moved them over.
We leave that power transition as late as possible so we can launch the batteries as close to full charge as possible. A few minutes later, with less than 10 minutes to go before liftoff, Starliner's ordnance will be armed. That activates the critical systems that are needed to detach all the things that Starliner would ultimately deploy.
If I go onto Google,
or back for a landing if it became necessary. And then finally, just 1 minute and 15 seconds before launch.
So I have 12,000 watts.
Would rocket the crew to safety. In the case of an abort or on the pad.
So 12,000 watts of power is what I've got in my solar power batteries.
Likely be the last you hear from us until liftoff. So we are going to send you back to the team in Florida to let Megan, D, and Mike see us through the rest of the countdown. Go Starliner.
Now let's take a closer look
Let's
at
say
Starliner,
15 watts.
the next generation crew capsule that you see atop the Atlas V rocket there on launch pad 41 on Cape Canaveral Space Force Station.
Electricity calculator, here we go. So I want appliance power
Mike,
is 240.
Starliner is something, like you said, and Butch and Sunny, you guys really have your fingerprints all over that.
Okay, so it's
to make
15
it
watts.
the ride to space that you guys wanted.
Let's say 100% usage.
Starliner is definitely Ferguson even called it a astronauts or pilot spacecraft.
And so that next generation crew capsule, it measures 16.5 feet tall with a diameter of 15 feet. That's about
So that's saving me 15 pence.
It was designed to carry up to 7 astronauts
Wow.
or a mix
I'm actually
of
really
crew
happy with that.
and cargo for missions to the International Space Station. After
It
today's
saves me
test flight,
quite a
NASA
bit.
will fly crews of 4 or 5 with cargo. Starliner is also reusable up to 10 times.
Reusable up to 10 times. Damn. I didn't actually know it was reusable that
indeed.
much.
We're hopefully Butch and Sunny, along with Calypso, are going to pave the way. We'll be in the other spacecraft that Boeing has. We have 2 capsules, and So again, it's always good to have an extra one and a backup one. And
look how many like different ports there are.
Let's head back over to Johnson
in the
now,
rockets.
where we have Rob Navius with an update for us. Rob.
Capcom. Here we go, guys. I think this is coming up to polling. Look at the wire management. Terrible. It's like worse than my cable management for this thing.
As we mentioned earlier, in the midst of Starliner arrival,
is that a tin of biscuits?
Station, NASA astronauts Matt Dominic, Tracy
As a
Dyson,
tin
Jeanette
of
Epps, and Mike
biscuits.
Barrett are preparing spacesuits to be used for a trio of spacewalks scheduled to begin on June 13th. Other maintenance work is also planned for today by the expedition crew as they gear up for the docking of Starliner tomorrow to the forward port of the Harmony module. Once Starliner docks, it will be the 6th visiting vehicle at the International Space Station,
Damn.
a crowded house 260 miles above the Earth. We're standing by here in Mission Control for the Atlas V to take flight and for a new chapter in human spaceflight history to begin just 23 minutes from now. With
Oh my
that,
God.
we'll head back
I'm
now
just
to
checking my
Kennedy
Facebook
Space Center.
memories while we're waiting.
3 minutes, 9 seconds and counting until liftoff. So let's check back in with ULA's Dylan Rice and Boeing's Lauren Brennicky with the latest. Guys.
Hey Megan, thanks for coming back to us here in
SYS,
the ASOC. We've
switch
been
all
monitoring.
secondary decoms, RF link, and verify lock.
Roger.
Initiate orbital parameter calculations on primary CCLS.
Roger.
Is it?
Monitoring those procedures.
Oh wow! So
here,
we
and,
this
we're
time
coming
last
up on
year
about,
we had
L-22 minutes to
WWDC.
launch, and around this time during the last launch attempt, our team worked through what you may have seen a suit pressurization issue. They worked very quickly around this time in the countdown to make sure that everything.
Oh wow! We found out about the Apple Vision Pro.
To internal power at
Christ!
18 minutes.
Still coming out. It's been a
triggered
year
small
already.
voltage trip, and flight software correctly
iPad
identified
OS
it
17.
off
Yeah.
the fans. So we quickly turned them back on, just like you would do with your computer, off and on. And today we're going to turn the fan off when we move over to internal power so it doesn't trip again. Then we will turn it back on after. The real difference is that crew will lower their visors about 5 minutes later this time. That action would usually be taken around now.
When is WWDC actually? Is it the 11th? WWDC.
Capcom will tell the crew to put their visors down at that time.
Monday next week.
For proper airflow through their suit.
Perfect. That's my day off.
Go ahead.
Cargo suppressor charge is complete.
Roger.
LCSYS.
Go ahead.
All secondary.
Oh, crunch, crunch, crunch. He's eating the microphone.
Yeah, you're breaking up, SYS.
Slide on our link.
I did copy that. Please check your headset.
Someone's eating the microphone. Has it changed launch time? Nope, it's still going. It is still set for 3:52 for us here in the UK.
Lays back like a hoodie on their shirt, and they pull it forward and then just zip it up. And this config also calls for them to deflate their lumbar support and secure their restraints from launch. So once we get to that point, it's really
right.
It's almost go time, and then the crews will.
Oh my God! 4 years ago today, one of my statuses. Don't feel embarrassed when you wear a face mask out in public. Let's face it, some people wear Southampton shirts. I'm buckled up. Yeah.
When we hear it.
Nice.
We do have a few polls coming up.
Buckled?
It will take
yeah.
place in the Boeing Mission Control Center, or BMCC,
Right.
here in Florida. That is where the spacecraft launch conductor, Brian Gartner, will pull people in that room in charge of the propulsion system. Yeah, you see the room there on your screen.
What's that?
PNE-1, reinitiate AHB charging.
Roger.
RLM, verify redline monitor, and event table are in the correct configuration
flow,
for terminal
deflate
count.
the lumbar support.
RC, verify solar radiation, acceptable for launch. Verified.
Right, you might have heard kind of came in faintly.
I'm buckled up eating ice cream. Nice.
Them to go ahead.
No, I am on
deflate their
the
lumbar
NASA
support.
YouTube page because it's good.
Wasn't sure if we're going to hear a little bit more about that.
Right.
But again, there will be 3 calls coming up on this Starliner readiness poll for terminal count. They will pull the mission support room manager or MSR. After launch, the BMCC
Toad in the
turns
hole.
into mission
Oh,
support as things shift over to
I fancy
Houston.
making Toad in
They
the
will
hole
also
actually.
pull the spacecraft test conductor who monitors our power
Communications
systems.
switch to channel 1. All personnel and visitors remain in present position until launch. Maintain operational silence in the LCC.
This is the LC with a terminal count briefing. If a condition exceeds a launch constraint anytime after the terminal count status check, the observer shall announce hold, hold, hold on channel 1, identify their station, and briefly state the reason for the hold.
Both are lagging on my stream. Yeah, probably just your laptop, yeah.
Mentioning earlier, there's been traffic on multiple
Right,
side
we
nets,
do
and
not
that,
want to hear
announcement you just heard
that
is,
magic
Chief Launch Director Doug
four-letter
Weaver now bringing
word.
a team out from the individual subsystem nets, bringing everybody to the command channel, channel 1, for the final minutes of the countdown here. So we're gonna start to hear more traffic on the command channel as we start to do our final configuration steps for launch. So we're gonna hear a
the
couple of things.
four-letter word
We're gonna hear
is hold.
Flight control perform launch on time verification.
We're going to hear some final.
That is not what we want to hear. If they say hold, hold,
verification,
we're done.
The range hold fire system allows representatives.
No, I definitely it'd have to be
a hold button in the.
They'd be able to launch
so
in 24 hours.
Safety issue that comes up, they can press a button and automatically stop our sequencer. So that's called a hold fire check. Those hold fire switches will be configured shortly. And we'll also start to hear calls about wrapping up our helium bottle charging on both the first and second stage.
And Dylan, as you mentioned, with the
My
traffic
God, my old
on
drone.
the loops
Wow.
increasing a little bit, you at home may notice that we are speaking less. And so we are going to be listening to some of these things as they happen live with you.
Launch on time verified.
And we feel it's important for you to be able to...
Go ahead.
AHB charging reestablished and at flight mass.
Roger.
L-minus 17 minutes.
I'm on
OSM,
YouTube.
place
It's now
SRB
smooth up.
ignition
Nice.
switch in the enable position.
Oh my God, I'm looking at old pub
Verify
photos of
SCO,
me.
RCO, and OSM hold fire switches are in their proceed position.
Ready to proceed.
All right, we're going to send it over to NASA's Daryl Nail at Hangar 80. Daryl.
Thank you very
Ooh,
much.
hello,
And,
Daryl.
Getting a final look at the weather. I can tell you this, it's a beautiful day to fly. Outside, our launch weather officer told us that there's no change in the forecast. We are 90% go, and what a beautiful shot of our beach.
It is 10 years ago today, Martin. Why is it smoking? That is just venting. That is just when they're venting some of the super chilled propellant and it's going out. As soon as it goes out, it hits the lovely warm humid air of Florida and it just turns into a vapor, kind of like what you see out the back of an airplane engine.
And so we're good to go there.
So yeah, it's not smoking. It is
launch
absolutely
visibility
fine.
is always a factor here in the southeast. Can you see the rocket and from where? And our friends at United Launch Alliance provided us with this graphic so you can see about which point in the launch you would see the rocket. If you're within the first 2 inner circles, you should be able to see the solid rocket boosters jettison a minute after launch.
Oh my God.
Folks in the Orlando and Central Florida area will be able to see it about 90 seconds of flight.
Also, why is the new prime hydration called X? Don't ask me. I have no idea. But
including Tampa on the west coast of Florida.
I've had the Arsenal one now.
Might be able to see the Atlas
So I've had that.
Which happens
I still can't find the Haaland one anywhere.
Again, we're looking good here at the ASOC. Richard Jones pulled his team, the NASA operations manager, and all of them are
where did I get it? I got it from Home Bargains. I got it from. That's where, yeah, the Haaland one. Oh, here we go. I'm going to be a bit quiet a sec.
I have you loud and clear also.
And our astronauts, who you see there. Again, this is the test
Starliner,
flight.
Houston, ComCheck, Air Ground 1.
You got it. Nice.
Houston, Starliner, loud clear. Houston has you loud and clear on Air Ground 1.
Test flight, and Boeing is working towards certification. To do that, there are a total of 87 flight test objectives and many more operational capability checkouts. So take a look at some of the main objectives with the crew on board.
I still can't believe you guys in the chat. Oh, 5 of you have put it's gonna go boom. I need the Arsenal one. Yeah, the Arsenal one was from Home Bargains, and
cargo while in a dock.
can I ship you one? No, I'm not gonna ship you one. Go to your own bargains and grab it. The thing is, like, as a Chelsea fan, this was really difficult to buy. It was kind of funny.
Demonstrates Starliner's entry and descent.
Oh, jeez, guys, I'm tired.
And
I didn't get one. I can't see it.
Sixth time NASA astronauts will launch on a new
Yeah, it's an in-store promotion only, so literally you got to go there. My one had not many, but it was in Home Bargains.
Redstone 3 was the first test flight. Alan Shepard.
Oh
May
wow.
5th, 1961.
Gemini
3.
Astronauts Gus Grissom and John Young launched March 23rd, 1965.
Guys, when they used to do it back in the day.
October 11th, 1968, with Wally Schirra, Don Isley,
that.
and Walt Cunningham.
That's mad.
STS-1 launched with astronauts John
The
Young
space
and Robert Griffin,
shuttle.
launched April 12th,
I missed the space shuttle.
Starliner, Houston, your suit fan Bravo is repowered.
Demo
It looks
2.
good. Please close your visors. Column closed.
Oh, the mighty. Look at that. All 4 parachutes open.
Doug Hurley, Bob Benkin.
And then, of course, today's NASA's and Boeing's crew flight test with Butch Wilmore, and Sonny Williams.
You know, Mike, 12 minutes and 15
And then
seconds
literally in about a year's time, we might have a crew Starship. Just think of that.
That we are sharing.
You know, October 11th is my birthday. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
some teacher at my school gave me a Holland 1 empty. Oh, dang.
Commercial
nice.
That is certified to ferry people to
yeah, I've not seen it in. Admittedly, I haven't been into Iceland to go see it. So.
Over to ULA's Dylan Rice and Boeing's Lauren Brennicke to walk us through the final moments of today's launch countdown. Let's do it, guys.
Let's do it, Megan. We just heard the Starliner readiness poll is a go. We know the crew's visors are down now, so we are moving along smoothly into the final 11
minutes. Is my other live stream still technically live?
An instantaneous launch
it is
today,
technically still live. Okay, that's cool.
Launch when the orbital path for the ISS aligns with the Space Coast. Once we get into orbit, Starliner will be working to catch up with the space station, eventually reaching speeds of more than 17,500 miles per hour. It'll take about 25 hours or so to get there.
Go to Iceland. I will go to Iceland.
Any minute.
For the crew I'm just going to open up another...
Roger.
Whoop. Right on cue. Crew access arm about to start moving away from the spacecraft.
It's on, but
watch it move very slowly today, but it could move much faster if needed.
Yeah, I think it's actually stopped.
2 minutes to rotate the 120 degrees back
yeah,
away
no
from
data.
Starliner, to its
so let me just see. Yep. Okay, that's controlling that one.
In the event of an emergency, redeploy.
That one we want to go. We want to go down to countdown.
It's amazing that it can do that. We hope to not have
that's
to ever
on.
see that
We're going to go manage.
After liftoff today, Brandy and Jim will continue commentary from Houston through ascent to spacecraft separation and the orbital insertion burn.
Right, so that as soon as this one goes,
and then we will get it again.
And we finish this stream, my other stream will go back to normal.
Flight verify CST 100 on internal power.
Right. Is this how loud it goes? It's really quiet.
Configure ordnance for launch.
Is there one really quiet, guys, to you? Because I've got it turned up,
on its own now.
and it just doesn't sound as loud.
They are configuring ordnance for launch. That means the devices that initiate Our separation events are ready to support both nominal and contingency operations that happen or could happen during ascent.
Right.
So Laura,
X is very loud. Okay.
Away from our
Yeah, it might just be YouTube being
the terminal count status
somewhat
check
loud.
is the final report from each operator indicating that their system, whether it be a ground control system or a launch vehicle system, is ready to execute the final 4 minutes of the countdown to launching the rocket. At this point, if there were an issue, the anomaly team would be discussing it, but nothing like that has happened right now. All's quiet. I am expecting to hear all members of the team report go when pulled by Chief Launch Conductor Doug Lebo.
Look at the ice
And
falling
we're
off
actually
it.
on a side channel that they are preparing for the launch vehicle systems poll. This is the long one. A lot of people view this as their favorite poll. It's kind of fun to listen to them list off each system, and then that team will give a final go or no go for launch.
Come on, baby. You're actually going to launch today. I'm
We will
off.
be able to watch cameras on the rocket today, and live telemetry feeding back will provide
Look
a
at my
real-time
stream,
look
see how
at
loud
the
it is.
spacecraft model when video isn't possible during the ascent as it moves through the dynamic
Right, I
phases.
can listen to it on here without you guys hearing it. Yeah. Oh shit! Yep, that's louder than this one. Wow. Okay. No idea. Oh, my ear itch.
Under 8 minutes before Butch and Sunny head back to a place they consider home, both of them have spent 2 different stints of about 6 months on the International Space Station.
Yeah, I'm watching
And
Everyday
they are
Astronaut on my
thrilled to be going
iPad
back for a third time.
because he's not streaming with his big cameras
Sunny told
because
me she even
all his big
cried
cameras are
the
down
last time
at
she left the space
Starbase
station because
right
she didn't
now.
know if she would ever go back. So this flight is a dream for her.
LC arm control.
Go ahead.
True axis arms stowed for launch.
Nice.
LC switch to ready position. All steps are complete prior to status check.
Right, let's lift this bloody thing up.
Let's listen in to Chief Launch Conductor Doug Lebo conduct that final terminal count status check as we prepare for launch.
Yeah, soon I'm going to be sitting slightly different in here. I'm actually moving my entire...
Atlas system.
Oh.
Propulsion.
Go.
Hydraulics.
Go.
Pneumatics.
Go.
LO2.
Go.
Water.
Go.
Centaur systems.
Oh,
Propulsion.
go careful,
Pneumatics.
Daily
Go.
CFC, you
LO2.
might
Go.
wake up Streambot.
Has gas.
Go.
Electrical system. Airborne.
Go.
Ground.
Go.
Facility.
Go.
RFFTS.
Go.
Flight control.
Go.
GCQ.
Go.
Op support.
Go.
Comms.
Go.
Umbilicals.
Go.
Arm control.
Go.
ECS.
Go.
Redline monitor.
Go.
Quality.
Go.
Op safety manager.
Go.
ULA safety officer.
Go.
Vehicle system engineer.
Go.
Anomaly chief.
Go.
Range coordinator.
Clear to proceed.
Flight director.
Houston flight is go.
Starliner.
Starliner, go.
Launch director.
You have permission to launch.
There we
Proceeding with
go.
ALC. Verify T0 is set for 14:52:15 Zulu.
Verified.
Nice, there we go, there we go. Yes, it's going. Finally.
Clear.
Yes.
Thank you, LC.
Hi, Ram GYT. Hello.
Traveling to the pad.
Oh,
We saw many American flags, and many of you were waving flags at us. And then as we reached the pad, we look up, and of course there's that American flag on the side
oh,
of
it's
the
Ryan.
room.
Hello, Ryan.
Also one on the side of the rocket itself. And we know that that represents unity and resilience and unified efforts for the common good. And that's what Sonny and I have witnessed this last month. Each of you displaying what this nation's forefathers envisioned, a people committed to God, family, and country, a people who use their gifts and talents for the common
Bloody
good,
God.
and are passionate.
Oh, the police show was amazing. Honestly,
And
it
we
was
all know that when
wicked.
the
I got
going gets
photos.
tough, and it often does, the tough get going. And you have. And Sonny and I are honored to share this dream of spaceflight with each and every one of you. So with that, LC, let's get going. Now let's put some fire in this rocket, and let's push it to the heavens where all these tough Americans have prepared it to be.
Let's go, Calypso. Take us to space and back.
LC flight, Starliner configured.
Nice, that was kind of good actually. What is your YouTube channel on? I'm on Everyday Astronaut because he's showing that he's got one camera with him because his other ones are down at Starbase, literally ready for Starship's flight tomorrow.
No better.
Mine's on Everyday. Yeah, mine's on Everyday Astronaut. Yeah, Ryan. Next time we see each other, I've got photos of the armed police. I'm just standing there, selfie mode, with armed police outside my garden. He's showing the stream. Yeah. Yeah, he's got one camera with him. He was saying on Twitter that he's only got one little camera facing towards him, and that. Yeah, Ryan, it was mad. If you hadn't messaged me, I'd have had no idea what was going on. And then people wonder why I call this a shithole where we live. You know, good places don't have armed police that raid houses. Here we go, guys. I'm now watching NASA spaceflight. I don't do NASA spaceflight there. Well, I kind of do, but they've become too boring with, you know, they've become typical flight news. Or...
set for the uphill climb.
You thought they were pulling you over? Oh, that'd have been funny. Sorry, officer, what did I do? It didn't take bloody 6 or 7 vehicles to pull me over. That's actually so funny. Oh, right, I'm just going to make sure that yep, that is controlling that. So, I'm doing... I want to see camera of the launch for the launch pad. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Securing Centaur LH2.
Securing Centaur LO2.
Right, I'm just going to hit the button and see if it's working.
Batteries and topping is
140. Launch enabled.
Oh, does it save both of them?
FTS armed.
I've got to go. We'll be back in a bit. If you're still live. Well, yeah, I'll be live for about the next half an hour, 45 minutes. However long it takes for them to do it.
SCS count started, EDS ascended.
That's why Launchpad is on. Yeah, I like Launchpad. Launchpad is good. Look at that. I've been to there. I have been to that sign. I've actually been past that sign, but...
The emergency detection system on Atlas detects something.
Rock report range status. Range green.
Range green. Green, 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 green. Here we go. We're under a minute, guys. Under a minute.
Trigger the launch abort system on Starliner and fire automatically. If that happened, the spacecraft would push itself away from the rocket a mile up and a mile out.
Why? Why have I just got a message from Thingy going, ah? Don't you dare.
30. Centaur at flight press. 25. Status check. Go Atlas. Go Centaur. Go Starliner. Godspeed, Butch and Sonny.
Why did you just put a thing going, ah?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition.
We're going. And it's going.
Of Starliner and Atlas.
It's going.
American heroes drawing a line to the stars for all of us.
Yes. It's finally going. I think what I just saw is the is probably a photo of it going off.
Commander Butch Wilmer there.
Oh, look at that.
Control here in Houston that the spacecraft has begun rolling into the right attitude for its ascent, and the guidance navigator
God,
and control officer here in the room.
It's bloody fast. Damn. Oh, look at that zoom in. Wow. Camera's gone. Where's the camera?
Starliner passing through max Q, or the point of maximum dynamic pressure where the forces of air friction are highest, which in Sunny will shortly be passing through Mach 1, where the speed is sound.
Yeah, it's very loud. And I would be loud too. Can actually turn my phone. I'm going to see... Take that tomorrow. I'll take that. Nice. My wife likes to take that. Oh, man.
You got a good throttle up.
You'd be able to see that from my hotel in Florida. It's so nice.
Looking good with speeds and attitude increasing as expected. Coming up in less than 20 seconds, the solid rocket boosters will run out of fuel and burn out.
It's going.
Good SRB burnout.
Should have gone. Oh, I wish. I wish. I'd have gone just for today. Jump on a flight. Go down to Starbase. Watch Starship go off tomorrow, and then come back for Friday. Honestly, if I had money, I would do it. I would so be flying around everywhere just to watch some rockets go off.
Now has the ability to initiate an abort manually if needed. All looking good so far. Now 2 minutes.
Oh, there goes the
coming up on a solid rocket booster
so
jettison at the 2 minute and 40-second mark.
Did that go early? Did that go early? I made my stream 20% louder. Nice. Yeah, I've had to boost mine a couple of times. Right, I'm going to end the poll because obviously it's launched now, so...
The solid rocket boosters have now been jettisoned after seeing Starliner through its first 90 seconds of flight. Team on the ground here confirming that it
I'll
was
do a
good
stream.
the vehicle's trajectory.
Yeah, do it. It'd be quite cool.
Now 3 minutes into today's flight.
Oh, why am I so tired? Guys, honestly, why am I so tired? Oh yeah, do it. That'd be quite cool. There is actually an ISS tracker website that you can just get the actual track. You can get it from NASA as well, I think, on their website. Come on. Look at this. Look how far it's already gone from Florida. Like that there is Florida along there. There's the coast. See, it doesn't ever show, they don't like show you the speed, like the telemetry or anything like that. So it's a bit like, oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Now we're going to go to a simulation. There you go. There's Miko. Stage separation confirmed. Second engine start. There you go. You can tell when they're wrong because they shake. It's so weird to see two engines on a second stage.
They saw the ascent cover on top of Starliner that's been protecting the spacecraft's docking system through its climb into orbit. They saw that jettison as planned.
That's the aero thing.
And now the second stage's 2 Centaur engines have ignited to continue pushing Starliner into space, fueled by liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. The next milestone that we'll be watching for is the aeroskirt jettison.
We've already seen that. I'm sure we've already seen the aeroskirt go off. Because that was that big rounded bit of metal. Yeah, it's already gone. Yep, ESA, yeah, you can use them. They're absolutely fine.
Starliner, yeah, good booster performance. You're up to plus 31.
Plus 31.
Oh, you got a telemetry up the top.
Performance offset of 31 seconds.
It's almost 900 kilometers around.
Impulse relative to its design baseline.
Ooh.
150.
Need to find which one Launchpad uses. Yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah. Right, so perigee is coming down. So at the moment, if it was to cut off now, it would still re-enter Earth. But once that number gets to above 100, so it's going to come all the way down, pass through 0 and go back up. That will go to 400 and something. I can't remember. Is it 400? 250. 250. I think that's aiming for. I can't remember. Oh, no data. Oh, live data, there you go. Switching over to another ground station by the looks of it. I wish you could, like, move it along. Oh, small packets of data.
Continuing to pass good news up to Starliner's crew. At last one reporting that the Centaur upper stage remains in good condition and is performing well, pushing them into orbit.
So, am I right in saying if it's going up that way, it's about to...
St. John's open.
Oh, that's good.
St. John's.
That's another... Oh my god, that's St. John's. Dad and Martin. That's St. John's. That's the place we see on the plane map all the time.
In this case, just off the coast of St. John's, capital of the Canadian province of Newfoundland, Labrador.
There we go. Every time we go to Florida Daily CFC, you see that on the map on the screen, and it's there for what feels like an eternity. It's so funny. This is the thing I miss about SpaceX launches. You know, they give all camera views. Watching a simulation is just
Starliner, MECO converged 11:52.
not as fun.
Good perf, you're at 34 to 36.
Do you know which tracker? No idea. I have no idea which one he uses.
34 seconds.
Hate that place. Honestly, it's on the map all the time.
MECO should happen just about on time, about 12 minutes into today's flight. Another good indication that Starliner's ascent is taking along exactly as expected.
Yeah, but
Cutoff is a major milestone marking Starliner's arrival.
trying to work out where it is. So where it's actually gone over New York. New York is just down there. This is now Massachusetts and New Hampshire. So I actually have a photo from somewhere over here. There's this lake opening here. I have a photo from the plane somewhere over there of the ground.
That will be the launch vehicle separation. That's set to occur just short of 15 minutes after launch when Starliner will separate from the rocket.
Looks like conversation. Yeah. So yeah, I've got a photo from the aeroplane looking straight down to this place. There's like little snow ridges and stuff like that. There's a guy I follow on YouTube called Post 10, and he goes around unblocking like beaver dams and stuff like that, all around like New Hampshire and all that, Massachusetts. That's Maine.
And they're again all
So this is New Brunswick, New Brunswick,
Starliner's rapidly approaching
and St. John's.
regions only available for just over 1 minute.
I don't think we're actually going to be able to see St. John. So this bit of land is Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island, which is this one here. I'm actually just tracking it, where it's going. So that little island there is, what is that? Anticosta Island? Anticosta, I don't know. But we are soon.
30 seconds, Tamika.
We are going to see St. John appear just over here. Here it is. There is the island of St. John. We're not going to see St. John, I think, because it's actually flying. If they had the thing pointed down a little bit, we'd actually see they're flying next to St. John. So right there on the tip is Channel Port something. Oh, there's a smooth now. You can piss off with St. John. Honestly, it's right here. It's just... Oh, I wish they could, like, they'd label it all. It'd be so funny.
That's main engine cut off. We've got good energy, meaning a good velocity for continuing and a good plane, meaning Starliner.
So yeah, St. John would be right underneath this.
International Space Station for rendezvous tomorrow.
And with that, Butch Wilmore and Penny Williams returned to orbit. Individually, they are both extremely experienced astronauts.
4 hours. That's on the map. Literally, it's there forever.
They're both very experienced astronauts with a combined total of 489 days in space between them. Starliner is also the third spacecraft that they've launched in. Both have traveled to the International Space Station via space shuttles and Soyuz and are now well on their way to repeating the journey via Starliner.
Yep.
It's also worth noting that Williams' role as pilot marks the first time that a woman has crewed a flight test of an orbital spacecraft.
Just a few seconds ago, you heard Capcom Joshua Kucher calling up to Butch and Sunny. With the expected time, Starliner will separate from Centaur at about 14 minutes, 52 seconds into flight.
Okay. 2 minutes.
2 minutes from now, or 1 minute from now.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, not 2 minutes, 1 minute. Well, there we go, guys. It is...
The last major milestone for Starliner's ascent. All the hard work is done, but we need for
So they're using... They're using these like RCS thrusters to actually raise the perigee a little bit more.
We'll get into the right orientation to send Centaur on its way and then jettison it and move into the right orientation for the orbital insertion burn, which will come about 31 minutes into flight.
Yeah, so at the moment, right now, if this was to carry on and not do anything else, this would end up back in the atmosphere. So what they're going to do, they're going to put it just shy of 80 kilometers perigee, and that means that this is actually going to just slowly get dragged back down into the atmosphere and burn up. So they don't need to do any like course correction things, and there will be a burn from the Starliner to actually raise its perigee.
10 seconds till an expected launch vehicle separation.
Here we go. There we go. Look at that. And then that burn that it's doing there is basically pushing it out so it will do it. And you'll see, I think actually, is this the ULA telemetry? Oh, wow.
LV-SEP confirmed.
That is cool.
Starliner has separated from this Centaur upper stage. We have a big thank you to our partners at ULA, providing Butch and Sunny a smooth ride to space.
That's cool. I like the
That is not the
graphics.
Orbit activity, though. The team will now be getting ready for the orbital insertion burn, which comes 31 minutes after flight. So that's still about 15 minutes away now. Sunny Williams and Butch Wilmore will be getting their tablets out, doing a few other activities to get Starliner ready for that. And that will be one of the that will be the first in a series of burns that will set Starliner on its way to the International Space Station.
Is that coming down? It will be in, well, we don't know what time it'll be coming down, but oh wow, some beautiful shots coming out there. Damn. So if it was night time, I would be able to go outside and we'll be able to see this come over our house. Because
Starliner with astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams on board launched from Florida to Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, Launch Pad 41 at 9:52 a.m. Central, 10:52 a.m. Eastern today, and they have now
Starliner,
made it into
your
orbit.
nominal TDRA show MDL is active. You have good targeting for Orion.
good targeting. Nice. This is really weird. Look how many like things they've got open.
Targeting and information about Starliner's TDRS schedule being good means that we've got good communication with the ground. TDRS is the tracking relay data satellites that Starliner uses to talk to the ground, and the flight controller
Check what I've done now on my stream.
dynamic.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you could relay a message to our brethren at ULA.
We're all listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, they've been a member of the family for a long time, but now it's official.
Nice, that looks really good.
We all copy all and really appreciate the words.
Yeah, that looks really, really good. Nice one.
And Houston Starliner, we are on the tablets and in insertion monitor.
Copy tablets, we're with you, insertion monitor.
I'm going to sneeze.
So the crew have their tablets.
Oh man, sneezy. No, it looks perfect size. You're using a Chromebook, fair enough. Everyone's very happy. Look at them in the Starliner booth.
So there's a handful of things that the crew's going to do now. Mostly just prepare the inside of the cockpit, so they are looking at the right data to prepare for the upcoming orbital insertion burn. The vehicle itself, has done a few things recently. Started to power on the solar rays on the back of Starliner.
Is that
turning off?
That is
thrusters.
That looks like
This phase of flight.
what is that? It's not the UK. Oh, that could be France, maybe? Yeah, looking that way, that's probably France. So it's literally most likely coming straight across me now.
Orient itself in the direction it needs to do the orbital insertion.
So that looks like the Bay of Biscay.
And the crew inside the vehicle will be turning the wireless access point on to allow them to stream some of the data from the spacecraft
Little Wi-Fi on the rocket. That's mad.
And Houston Starliner, last arm is off. Backup control switches, enable one on, enable off. SMRCS.
Yeah, someone this morning managed to catch a photo of the Starlink mission come past over the UK. He got a gorgeous photo of the actual second stage and the payloads. And Absolutely mental.
Your EXTV targets are on board and good.
Yeah, see, look, that looks like Cornwall. Up to Bristol. Okay, maybe, might be, yeah. That still looks like, or could it be France, to be fair? Yeah, that could be the UK, and then that's France there. Looks about right. So it's just going past me now, it's just going across like that. Actually, guys, what I can do, I can show you guys my new little toy. My new little... oh, not that one.
Things will be pretty quiet as Starliner gets into position for the orbital insertion burn. That's still about 10 minutes away.
Log in. Let me just see if I can...
And in fact, docked with the space station on its last trip around without the help of any crew on board. But we do
what is going on?
Could
I have
manually aboard the spacecraft
a very special camera now.
So to prove that, one of
I just got to remember my login details.
Orbit, will be to perform a test of the manual piloting mode.
This test will involve first pointing Starliner's nose towards the Earth so that its communication antenna on the back of the service module is pointed at the satellite.
Let's see what it says.
The team on the ground. They'll then move Starliner so that its solar arrays are pointed at the sun, showing they can charge Starliner's internal battery.
Keep me signed in.
And they'll follow that up with a demonstration of the star trackers, one of the ways that Starliner determines where it is in space. Pointing Starliner
right,
so that the Vesta system can get a good look at the stars.
Next step will be for the crew to manually speed Starliner up and then slow back down, which will slightly raise and then lower their orbit and prove that they can manually break away from the orbit that the space station is in if they needed to. At that point, they can move on to the last items of the test.
Thermal action on your cabin temp. You're in a good config. It's 74 degrees in there. Yeah, that's just due to that T2 sensor sitting beside the light. So we're actually going to inhibit that particular sensor. We'll let you know when we bring it.
Why can't I?
Okay, great. Looks like we're on our way to thrust velocity.
View live.
Josh Kutrick,
Do I have to move it via the app? That's so annoying.
Alarms they're seeing on the temperatures inside Starliner. That's just a result of one of the sensors being next to a light that's causing it to show higher than it actually is. But it sounds like the crew are pretty comfortable and are getting into...
Here we go, guys. So if you check just below me. There we go. I have
they have manually broken away from
an app.
Proven that they can manually break away from the orbit of the space station.
You can see I can move it all around. There's my place. And trees. More trees. But you can see my solar panels. There is my solar panels. There's my other two at the back. I need to put the stands back on. And let's do this and go up. So yeah, it's literally, it comes from just over there. So there's that tree just there. And it literally comes straight across here. Straight across where the sun is. And look, you can see. So this is on top of where I am right now. So you've got my other solar panels there. Look at that. It looks so cool. Right, let's turn that off. There you go, guys. So I've got more cameras coming soon. So that one I can actually move. That one isn't actually the one that I wanted to use, but I can use that for that. Why is it not? I can show multiple cameras, which is quite cool. Why can't we show side? Oh, there we go. I'm having a few issues at the moment. I don't know why. There you go. Yes, we will have an outdoor camera soon. I'm just trying to find the right sort of camera to do nighttime stuff. What's going on? So where is the... We have exactly 5 minutes mark till the next burn.
Configuration for the orbital insertion burn, now less than 5 minutes away. Starliner is currently about 102 miles above the Mediterranean Sea, heading southeast over India in the next few minutes.
It's gone well far.
Starliner, good config, DOI.
Good config for OI.
Nice.
And good config for the OI.
How much longer we lie for? So probably another 15 minutes, I want to say. My wife will kill me if I don't get off here soon.
It should also be about the time that the crew...
Their computer is going like mental.
Their tablets for the procedures, also charging them, keeping them topped up for the rest of the rendezvous.
We unfortunately won't have a view of Williams and Wilmore as they work through this procedure, although we had a view of them from inside the cabin on the ground.
What's the percentages and temperature of PC?
So
my temperature of my... Let's have a look actually.
Just now you can see some of the engines firing that help it
steer pop up over here.
And you can also
currently my
what attitude it's in at any given time.
CPU is at... What's my CPU at?
A lot of this information actually directly mimics
47 degrees.
Views that the
my GPU is at 82, which is very, very high. Let's just say that.
Display the crew is using it for their attitude directional indicator.
Have you have you seen mini PC screens? You show percent. Yeah, I've seen them. They're pretty cool. I just jumped straight into Task Manager.
Or when in manual mode, which direction the crew needs to move the vehicle, like we're going to do in some of the manual.
I'm using half my memory. I'm using 20% of my CPU, which is crazy because I've got a powerful CPU.
Our PCM-1 mission that will include live feeds from inside the cockpit.
The mounting system is the cameras that we were seeing views from earlier.
That's correct. There's a handful of cameras around the inside of Starliner. We often see the one from kind of beneath Butch and Sunny. That's given one of the better views without being directly right in their face while they're inside the cockpit during pre-launch. But once they're in orbit, they've gotten out of their seats a little bit, and we should be able to see a little bit more around the cabin.
Hopefully we'll be able to see that then.
Will, though, as you've already heard, continue to hear regular audio updates from the crew.
I'm getting this PC.
Well now
nice.
Starliner is just under 30 minutes into today's flight. We've got about a minute and a half left to go into that orbital insertion burn that will be kind of the final end cap, really, to today's ascent, which again took place at 10:52 a.m. Eastern when Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams launched inside the first Starliner to carry
Wi-Fi 6E.
from Cape Canaveral.
Oh, 56X, nice.
Launch pad 41.
Yeah, see, I've got at the moment, I've got a Ryzen 9 3950X 16 core. I have 32 gigs of RAM, a RTX 2080 Ti, 12 gig. Is it 12 gig? Yeah, 12 gig. And I have no Wi-Fi. I have full 2.5 gigabit internet.
40 seconds till the orbital insertion burn. This burn is going to take Starliner out of its slightly suborbital
Can
trajectory
you
and push it up to
go back
an
to that, please?
altitude
Thank you.
that will allow us to catch up with ISS for a rendezvous later tomorrow.
It looks like I've got all these things open, but it's not me. Nice, fair enough.
Seconds left to go, and once again, you'll be able to see those engines firing on this digital screen here that show when the burn has started.
Look at the I love the RCS. It looks so cool. I mean, I would say go for a 1 terabyte for the price. A 1 terabyte to 500 is like a couple of quid.
And flight controllers here in Houston, seeing 4 good OMAX, good burn.
Do you know what? I really want to take this computer apart, this setup apart tonight, and redo it ready for Starship tomorrow, because I'm actually sitting. My screen, my main screen is here, so I'm more looking between the two. But I don't want that. 600, that's a good price, fair enough. This computer I bought was $2.5 grand when I first bought it. Oh, go away. Yeah, $2.5 grand this computer was. There we go, orbital insertion. Burn.
And with that call up, both crew and flight controllers agreeing that that was a good OI burn. I'm looking at the trajectory plot here in mission control.
Probably AX. I mean, AX is okay,
The altitude we need to go to
but
for the next
AX is probably better.
Right now, Starliner is moving into NavCal mode.
Oh, okay.
NavCal. Attitude.
Oh, that's peak male ability, that is. Just holding stuff. We're like just holding it down. Look, my pen's there.
And update the
Look at that, easy.
the position orientation of Starliner inside of its guidance, navigation, and control.
Yeah, you Wi-Fi 6E would be pretty
And of course, we're
decent.
seeing lots of happy faces and cheers here there in Florida.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Starliner safely in orbit, Butch Wilmore,
Ow.
Bunny Williams in tow.
We might be streaming later on tonight as well. We might have a
12:15 p.m.
GTA stream or even a Formula 1 stream.
Again, Starliner
Depends
safely on
what
orbit, has,
Rich does.
conducted a good orbital
I'll go for
insertion burn
Wi-Fi
and is on
6E
its way.
add-on. Yeah, it's not bad. I've been looking at one because I got an offer for no interest if I pay in a year's time. So if I start paying as soon as I buy it, it's pay now, buy now, pay a year later. But if you pay within that first year, you get no. Oh.
Yeah, you do have good cooling. The sublimator is working. We are watching it though, because the water usage is just a little more than we thought we were going to see. You probably noticed that. It's a reason for the advisory there. From the ground, we'd like to swap you over to the other leg. So we're going to close sublimator leg 1, wait for about 60 seconds, and then open up leg 2.
Or £12.
No impact or action.
I mean, you could just use the USB one. They are pretty good. I mean, I don't use Wi-Fi on any of my computers. Mine are all hardwired in.
Joshua Kutrick there again, giving the crew some words about information they're seeing on orbit. This one related to sublimators, which are used to cool the spacecraft down. But just letting them know that there's nothing that they need to be.
Yours will be hardwired, yeah.
Keep watching that.
For backup, fair enough.
As Starliner begins its way to the International Space Station, we're going to
yeah, I mean, if it's just going to be backup, just get a USB dongle. There's no point in. Oh, what's going on?
Starliner en route to the station. The work now just beginning for Wilmore and Williams. First up, an important rendezvous burn called the NC burn, which will adjust Starliner's altitude relative to the station and begin to refine its path to the orbital laboratory. Flight Dynamics will be assessing the accuracy of Starliner's initial trajectory and will update any adjustments to that trajectory for subsequent maneuvers to be conducted over the next 24 hours. Now, we're expecting to hear the first of 3 audio reports from the crew during their free flight on how the ride uphill to orbit was before they move into what are called far-field demonstrations of the vehicle. That will include manual piloting tasks and a manual translation.
Oh, there you go, Dad. You can manually pilot it.
Ability to execute docking if required.
I'm dying.
An abort capability prior to docking. Keep in mind, we're providing continuous coverage now of Starliner's flight to the International Space Station. On Thursday morning, rendezvous operations will begin in earnest.
Right, guys, I'm going to end the stream here. Only because this part is now boring, and yeah, it's no. I'm going, guys.
And go back to Megan, Dee, and Mike Fink at the Cape.
Right, guys. Oh, they're gone to them. I'm going to call that quits, guys. I'm going to go in and actually spend some time with my family. But, yeah, it's good launch. It's about time. It finally flew. Yeah, really good. Nothing blew up. Nothing went wrong. Finally, Boeing have done at least one thing right. So, yeah, I wish them a safe travel to the ISS. And, yeah, it was going to be really good. So, guys, thank you very much for joining. I will be back probably later on tonight, around 9, half 9 BST, to, it's either going to be a Formula 1 2024, or it's going to be GTA 5, whichever one. If Rich manages to get here, or to get back from where he is today, or he'll be somewhere else. So, yeah, go watch our stream on our new channel, Lee and Daly's Space Showdown. Ah, man, I'm dying. Honestly, I think I've got dog hair in the back of my throat. It's annoying. My YouTube watch time is 5 hours. Nice. Well done. So, guys, we will see you in the next one. I'm Lee. Fly safe, land safe. I'll see you guys later. Bye.